Hello! Welcome to Baldur's Gate Framed. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Chris, and I will be your Dungeon Master for this evening. We're thrilled to be streamed. We're filmed to be streaming.
Thrilled.
Rewind. We are thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/D&D and twitch.tv/Adventurers Wanted. So, for those of you who may have stumbled onto this show by accident, we are playing Dungeons and Dragons. These lovely people are playing fantasy characters in a fantasy universe. They have character sheets in front of them that tell them what they can do. 9 times out of 10, they're adding a number to a 20-sided dice roll. That's one of these. And in their rolling, they will describe what they want to do, roll dice, and generally see how they survive. In the meantime, I play literally everything else that they encounter, horrible monsters that are killing them, nasty cultists, vicious police people, you know.
Falls of acid.
There's not been a lot of weather so far.
I have not played a lot of weather. I'm sorry, I'm letting down the weather side. I will play more weather. That is what's going to happen. Anyway.
We don't want acid rain as well. No.
Anyway, in me describing what's going on, them describing what their characters do, and lots of dice rolls, we will tell the story of what's going on. And oh boy, what's going on? Well, you are joining us for the 5th chapter of Framed. The party have been framed.
I did not see this coming. Shock horror.
I know. They have been framed for murder. Murdering a noble, a patriarch of Baldur's Gate, if you will.
My mother.
Yes, your mother. That's correct, yes. They have been accused of this. Various different... Baldur's Gate has multiple police forces. One is actually like a guard and one is a mercenary group called the Flaming Fist. Both are currently on the hunt for them. However, they have been momentarily saved by a cult called the Cult of the Dead 3, who worship 3 dead gods they want to bring back into existence, which they believe they can bring back into existence, or so the party think, with some magical paintings that they took with them during the heist that went wrong where someone got murdered, except the paintings have now been lost. I'll let them explain. But this cult is currently helping them, or they're also not helping them. They're trying to get away from this cult as well. You've dug a hole.
Yeah.
What you've done?
Yeah.
You've dug a hole, haven't you?
As we keep saying, one thing at a time.
Yeah.
One thing at a time.
We dug the hole and then you filled it with poop.
I will say before we get into the game proper, the party are currently mid-battle, and are currently mid-battle with various tentacular horrors in a tower that is the exit point for the sewers for the city.
In a pile of poo.
It's not necessarily poo, it's also bits of tree and... Yeah. Anyway, they are currently dealing with that, so we'll dive straight in at that point. Before we do, let's meet all of our lovely characters. So, starting over here today, I think. Could you please give your character's name, their pronouns, your name, your pronouns as well, and maybe a quick snapshot of how things are currently going.
Hello, my name's Ed. I will be playing Viorica Yordash, who... we both use he, him pronouns, and he may not be long for this world. He has got himself into a desperately sticky position where he is lying on a crust of poop that is given way ever so slightly, and his foot is therefore trailing in a pod of acid. It's slowly eating away at his soul in so many ways. The reason why he came to be here was the heist was in no way his idea, but he was given responsibility for it. He put together this band of blue-blooded mercenaries and have led them from one catastrophe to another.
That wasn't his fault.
No, almost none of it is his fault, as he would be the first to say. However, he has also not helped the situation particularly at any stage, I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
Also true.
So, what is happening to him now? I don't know if it's poetic justice, but it certainly hurts. But yes, he is currently unconscious, and I may not be very active.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes.
As another one of the skid marks on this very, very questionable journey, I will be playing Lilith Royer. Her name is Anna. We both use she, her pronouns. Lilith is a illusionary wizard, which has served her half and half, really, so far. She's been the overseer of what can only be called as a catastrophe of a job, trying to keep these nincompoops together. They are currently together, one still vaguely running off, one in mid-dying, and the other two, well, one of them helped cause all of this.
Wow. Wait.
And the other one's actually doing rather well, considering he doesn't seem to know anything that's going on with him in his life at all. So is the only one that's vaguely sane. She's not doing well. Left her fiancés to try and accomplish something, has now sent off the triptych, which is this magical paintings that has been tried to be captured by the, what was it called? The
Cult of the Dead 3.
Cult of the Dead 3, which Lilith managed to somehow send into the astral plane.
You say somehow?
Did send into the astral plane.
Shot a bag of holding.
Yeah, shot a bag of holding.
Entirely intentionally.
Which apparently caused some sort of a rift in timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly spacey racy. Yes, Doctor Who. Then sent that off into the astral plane. Then ended up in jail. Then ended up in a pile of poo. But now is controlling the poo
It's true.
with a claw hand.
It's true.
And that's the basis of her sanity right now. Moving on.
I'd like to point out the aesthetic is quite green. It's there's been a lot of talk of poo, but it's more like
fecundity. It's sort of a fecund, mossy heap of poo. Please go ahead.
Hi, my name's Sharmini. I'm playing a Shakti. We've used she, her pronouns. Look, some things went down. And spells were cast.
Good
badly.
spells. Well, yes.
And things were not done, and other things were done, and people were blown off ledges.
You sound like you're on trial.
I'm not yet, I will be. I'm scared of Lilith. That's all I got.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Steve. I use he, him pronouns, as does my character Abernathy Whistlepocket, who is a late middle-aged dwarf who's currently wondering how he can all of a sudden do magic.
We had no idea before.
Yeah, it's dealing with a lot, and he misses his wife. He hasn't had a cup of tea in a long time, and he hasn't eaten in about 24 hours, I think.
You ate at the party, didn't you?
No, I was in a room at the party where it was specifically canon that we were not brought food.
Oh, yeah. I had a pie avant on the way up.
A pie avant.
The vol au vent pie,
Anyway, hello, my name is Jaya, I use he, him pronouns, and the character I play is called Cohen Teigveld, and he also uses he, him pronouns. What's happening today with our favourite plucky green tiefling friend? Well, he's being a bit of a little shit, if we're being honest. He's managed to be fairly useful in terms of like blagging the party through quite a lot of situations. He's recently learned to turn invisible, but really his motivations behind pretty much all of this have just been getting himself out of the situation. And now that he's blagged everyone into a death pit with a giant monster squid, he's effectively just turned invisible and is trying to just leave, which isn't good. But to be fair, he had a plan, which was fairly simple, which was to just sort of distract this person that they were trying to kill, because this guy who represents the Cult of the Dead 3, get him to the front of the group, and then just do a simple maneuver to get him off the edge. And then an invisible person was created, and a gigantic gust of wind happened before Cohen's simple plan could finish.
Which didn't work anyway.
Which didn't work anyway when you tried it. He doesn't want you to know that.
I think it's fair to say, if you haven't seen the previous 4 episodes, they're on YouTube, youtube.com/adventurouswanted.
C/adventurouswanted.
You can just do it /adventurouswanted.
I tested it didn't work. Okay, maybe it works now.
I don't know. But have a look at our YouTube channel, because I do recommend catching up, not trying to jump in at this point. Unless you're watching live, in which case jump in at this point and then do a little retcon. It'd be lovely. Anyway.
Cool.
I understand about as much as some of our characters do at the moment. But
Right. So, before we kick off, this stream will run for approx 3 hours, and there'll be a roughly 5-10 minute break somewhere near the middle. We are thrilled to be sponsored by D&D Beyond, the online digital D&D tool set. We're using D&D Beyond character sheets. They've got a Twitch interactive overlay next to Ed and Sharmini's heads, I believe. And you can click on character sheets there and see what everyone's up to. They are all level 4, and there's various little changes on their sheets you can have a look at. It's also a wonderful tool for DMs to, DM on the fly, which I really quite enjoy, and it really helps me do that, which is fantastic. So, yes. D&D Beyond is fantastic. Check out what they do at dndbeyond.com. We're also sponsored by Ultra Pro. Ultra Pro do dice bags, all sorts of like game paraphernalia you can get, including
Ta-da!
This amazing dice bag, which we've been giving one away a week, and we've been naming them. What was this one's name?
Natalie Bortman. I did that one. In fairness, I've helped do all of them.
You have?
Yeah. Came up with a barrel.
Yeah,
for
but
it.
we wanted them to not necessarily just be male gender specific, so we went for another.
Anyway, Natalie is available if you want to win Natalie. This is why we did it. This is why we did it.
I made a terrible mistake.
You may win Natalie by joining us on the Twitch chat, and just chat on the Twitch chat. Don't have to do anything cleverer than that, and then we will contact you over Twitch Whispers, I believe they're called, to find out if you have a UK address. UK address holders only, please. Competition rules and such. Awesome. Finally, before we get started, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging gender and sexual identities. Our tables are trans-positive, and we encourage and champion trans players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own, and while we aim to avoid misgendering, we do appreciate it does sometimes slip through. So if we misgender someone and you'd like to correct us or make a point on that, Twitch chat is right there. Send us a message over any of the other things. We'd always like to hear from people. You're right there.
Sorry, it just shifted my legs and it really hurt for some reason.
No, maybe
it's fine.
Maybe it's because you're dying.
Pool of acid.
We've gone yet.
I know. With that in mind, I'm going to just set the scene here. So, in front of you is a sea of detritus. It is all the things that would wash through a sewer, not just poo. It's also washed down leaves, branches, twigs, city rubbish. Like, have you seen pictures of a fatberg?
Yeah.
Probably elements of fatberg to it too.
Nice.
Yeah. Google fatberg if you fancy it. Yeah.
Probably don't.
No. Don't take his advice.
No.
This is not, in real life, it's a really bad. Anyway.
Yeah.
But it's more sort of it's city mess, and it's this huge 300-ish square foot base of 3 towers that is just full of this. It's clearly where the sewers all come out, and also there are people doing things within this, or there's a group that controls it, which you haven't really asked about much yet, and I'm not going into detail on, so I won't elaborate on that. But there are people doing things with this.
What are we doing?
I don't know, we've done something wrong.
No.
On the way down to
Who manages this facility?
we tried to have a look and we both failed.
That's true, you did. Yes. There are stairs that head from a sort of viewing platform, if you will. It is currently being used as a viewing platform, as some of the people who spend time here are watching the mess underneath unfold. There are stairs that sort of crisscross down into the muck. And currently, on those stairs, Cohen is invisible, and somewhere there was some talk of just effing off and leaving the party to their own messes. Right.
Decision has not yet been reached.
Further down the stairs, and in fact in a row of 3 just above the mess, are Lilith, Ashakti, and Abernathy, in that order. Then, about 10 feet from the base of the stairs, Viorica is lying in a pool of this mess and is slowly being burned away by acid. That has been canonically stated as what's happening. Can you keep that? Oh, God.
Yeah.
You keep that going for the next 20 minutes?
If I die, then yes.
Right.
I wish I hadn't said that.
Viorica is unconscious, though Viorica has been stabilised by Abernathy, who casts Spare the Dying at range. Even though he's not a grave cleric. A sorcerer with sorcery points. For the rules aficionados. Next, and a bit further away, a large, tentacular, horrible sewer monster, an Otter-Yug, if you like, looking at the monster manual stats, is currently in combat with an Iron Consul of Bane. So it's called Jellum, who has come with you to the sewer keep to try and find these paintings, not believing that you've thrown them into the astral sea, because who can do that, right? And instead believes they can be found here somewhere, which they can't. They're not here.
We had a look. But then
We did.
we poked
created
around.
an image of the
There was some magical aura around the entire thing
So-
that was divine, but that was about it.
There is a strange divine aura
Yeah.
to a lot of this muck,
Yeah.
which you haven't really questioned yet. So,
Don't question it.
Yeah, come on,
You're right,
Bianca,
whilst
question more
Lilith is holding
things.
this, like
Wow.
she's
Ah,
really
yes.
going, why?
and also in terms of held spells and that sort of thing, you're invisible. You've been invisible for a round, I believe.
I'm in a disguise and invisible. Yes.
Belt and braces. This is proper.
Fine. Lilith, you're currently using Maximilian's earthen grasp to a hand of this muck is currently holding the Otyugh in place.
Yeah.
Yes.
No one else is holding concentration spells at the moment? No? Good. Are we all aware of all of that? Can we dive in?
Yes,
I
Lovely.
can still cast spells as a bonus action.
Yes, you are a wild magic sorcerer, and you recently learnt to cast all your spells as a bonus action
For a minute.
yeah. And like I think has one round passed since then?
Yeah.
Okay, so you haven't used it yet.
Do you still have your Dove of Chaos?
And I have.
You have your Dove of Chaos back in case
You want to turn
wild
into
magic.
a
I need to know.
Poinsettia again.
I need to know where the wild magic token is. You'll see if we come to it. Anyway, it is the Otyugh's turn.
That's a really bad turn for it to be
Yes,
right now.
it's really
Sorry, it is. That's when it is.
Really bad turn for it to be.
The first thing it's going to do is it's going to try and attack Jellum because Jellum is attacking it.
Hooray!
Yay.
As often as possible.
With this hand, is it restrained?
Yes.
It is restrained.
I do believe so.
Which means its attacks have disadvantage.
It's restrained.
That's positive. That's hugely positive.
It can't move. Its attacks have disadvantage. Excellent.
It's a situation that
You're
Gonna miss it, can't miss
if
you.
you're prone.
You're prone, which I know.
No.
Anyway, sorry, yes, sorry.
We'll come to that
Yes,
if we need
sorry.
to. It's going to try and attack Jellum first because Jellum is right there.
Good.
It has multi-attack. So it is first going to try and hit the Iron Consul standing in front of it with a tentacle to stop it from trying to hit him.
Stop it! Stop it!
Well, that is a nat 1.
Yes!
So the tentacle slaps out and just slaps onto Jellum, but the hand is holding it in place and it's very crudely sort of trying to whip around these fingers of greasy, horrible mess holding it in place. It is therefore going to try again. That is checking all the different stat blocks. No, does not hit.
Good.
It tries to slap out again, and again misses Jellum. However, it's also going to try and bite. No. It flaps and bites awkwardly with the hands holding it, and it has disadvantage on all its attack rolls. But the Iron Consul is managing to move out of the way. He seems convinced that this thing needs to be taken down so you can continue with your mission, which you know is a bust, yeah?
Yes.
Good, just checking.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Right, good.
No one's still. Yes.
That is the Otyugh's turn. It cannot move.
Yorick not dead yet, I'm very happy.
Yeah, it's a good start.
If it hadn't kept
Did
missing Jellum,
the Otyugh take any more acid damage from the earthen grasp because he was acid earthen grasp last time? Or was that just for flavour last time?
Oh, good lawyering. I like it.
Thank you for loyal.
It was a question.
What
was a leading question.
The Otyugh takes 7 points of acid damage from the horrible hand that's holding it, because as we rolled for it, the hand was made of particularly grim bits of this mess.
Sounds like enough to take it down.
Diarrhea will do that.
No,
Only if you have.
That's not.
Cohen,
Sorry,
it is your
that's more like what it
turn.
needs to be.
I don't know how far up the stairs you are.
Not too far, because I spent a fair amount of movement dragging you out of a gust of wind before I started to leave.
Yes, which is now gone, so...
In which case, we forgive everything.
And he's basically beginning to walk up the stairs, just sort of internally saying, "All right, it was your plan. They didn't follow it. They fucked it up. It's their fault. They don't care about you. You don't care about them. They don't care about you. You don't care about them." And then he's sort of at the corner of his eye sees Viorica lying with a foot in this stuff, looking awful.
A foot, frankly, sinking into this stuff.
And then, like, sometimes your sort of brain realises that your body's about to do something before it's actually about to do it. And he's just like, oh, fuck. And suddenly
Yes!
And he starts running towards Viorica to try and drag him away.
How are you going to get past two people on the stairs?
I was just gonna jump.
Yes!
Into the pit.
It's solid.
I have to roll and we'll see what happens.
Yes.
Are you sure?
The side of the stairs, you have a lot of.
It's also quite a long way down at
to
this
go.
point.
Oh, okay. I thought I wasn't that high up.
You are roughly, I'm going to say between 15 and 20 feet.
Whoa! Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no.
because the stairs were like 10 drop.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Thought I was lower than that. Okay. How am I
Don't
gonna...
stop. Like, that's still a really good action.
Then he just leaves. He just goes home.
You almost had him, but no.
Don't you have feather... No, I won't do that.
I don't
You
have
had
that.
that.
I know!
I'm not bitter.
You could push
I
past the people
tried.
on the stairs, but you might knock them into the freezer, which, frankly, insult to injury.
Okay, what's the lowest height he can get to without having to shunt people into pits?
You could run down to where Lilith is and sort of jump off where she is on the stairs, and then it's about a 15-foot drop.
Yeah, he probably does that, to be honest. Wow. This is one of those gut instinct things. He doesn't want to do this. He's like, why did I suddenly grow a conscience?
Okay. And disguise.
So we don't know this is happening. Cool.
Cool. You leap off and land. There's a faint sort of, as you land in, there's a sort of around you, and there is a faint hiss as you take, 12 points of acid damage.
Good. That's the exact amount of acid damage I like to have for breakfast every morning.
That's ugly, man. That was it.
Yeah. You are but you have run and you have jumped. I'm saying this will probably have taken most of your action to do this. You are within...
Action or movement? Or?
Sorry, movement. This is most of your movement to do this. Sorry, you're right. You are quite close to Viorica now.
Why? All right. I try and...
invisible as well. They have no idea you're doing this.
I then get him.
Get him.
My favourite...
You have got me so hard.
I get him. I try to... I presume if he's lying, I try and get under his arms and start to pull him away.
Viorica looks like he's being pulled away by an invisible force.
I think he's doing it very well.
and then sort of almost...
you've already used most of your movement, so I will say you can pull Viorica out of the very acidy bit he stepped into. That's fine.
I will then use my action to dash, holding him.
15 feet. So with dragging him, Viorica's body is dragged to the base of the stairs.
So we're just watching Viorica's body moving.
And then...
Yeah.
1 point of order before you do this.
Oh.
The Otter-Yug, he's within 10 feet of it. It does get an attack of opportunity.
But a disadvantage.
It doesn't matter because Viorica's unconscious.
But the claws.
It cancels out. He has advantage from...
It doesn't matter. Viorica's unconscious and it's auto hit.
All hail the hand.
If only you were visible, then it would target the thing that's animate and moving.
That was probably quite clever, provided you get me out. It's going to be fine.
So...
A tentacle whips out. It is an automatic hit because you are unconscious. And when you're hit by a tentacle, you're automatically grappled and restrained.
What?
Yep.
I see.
I don't need to roll any damage dice on this. You fail one... No, you're back in death saving throws. My apologies.
Just in? Okay.
Back in.
Okay, I've still got 3.
As you drag Viorica's body out, a tentacle slaps out and grabs hold of a leg, and now you're having a tug of war with the Otter-Yug for Viorica.
Fly, you fool!
And
the leg that you have pulled out of the ground, the boot has been very
badly burnt.
The leg doesn't look healthy.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put it like that.
Then
Viorica also doesn't look healthy. He has weird bite marks on him and is very badly poisoned, diseased, in fact, but we'll come to that later.
Oh.
I use my bonus action to whisper in his ear, "You better fucking live."
Yes!
Which is his version of inspiration. Enjoy a
Can
D6.
you add those to the death saving throw?
Yes, you can.
Can you?
Yes.
Cool.
If you can add it to a saving throw, you can add it to a death saving throw.
Good to know.
I know. It's really good, isn't it?
Right. Thanks.
Only time he's used that for someone else's benefit. There we go.
Love you too, honey.
You care.
Ashakti, it is your turn.
Apparently he does.
Viorica is in a sort of bizarre tug of war with... Oh, you use inspiration, you've reappeared.
Is that...
Yeah.
It's not an attack or a spell.
It's a spell.
It's not a spell, it's an ability.
It's a feature.
I am intrigued.
Ooh.
Normally invisibility is broken by any kind of major action.
Do you want me to read invisibility?
I know invisibility specifies attack or spell.
Spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell.
What he actually did was whisper in his ear.
That's very specific. Okay, in which case, no. Viorica's hanging in midair, being dragged, trying to be dragged away. Something invisible is holding him, and he's also got a leg being grabbed by this
I wonder
Otter-Yug. It's an Otter-Yug. You don't know what it is. There we go.
Didn't know it could fly.
Ashley, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
I would like to jump down and run over to them.
Oh, we're getting into a puddle? No.
And
you're going to run over and grab for Viorica as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I cast a cantrip as a bonus action to try and hurt the tentacle and then use an action to try and pull?
Yes, you can. You can cast your spells as bonus actions right now because you're a wild magic sorcerer and weird shit happened.
Do it.
Yeah.
So you could cast any spell.
Do you
Any
want...
cantrip.
I don't know how strong you are.
Yeah.
Do you want to be the one
Just cast-
grappling against the Otyugh, or do you want to be assisting someone else who might come and help you?
Sorry.
It's alright.
You can't do more than one first level and second level, so she can do cantrips as a bonus.
Shamini can currently cast any spell as a bonus action. You can still only cast one spell in a turn.
That's what I meant.
Yes, but if her action is to pull,
Hmm?
then you could cast a spell as
I
any
could-
spell
yes,
as a
I
bonus
can cast
action.
any spell.
Yes, that's correct,
And then
yes, I can
use
cast
the
any
action to
spell,
pull.
Correct, ignore me.
You can choose to either start grappling and pulling, or you could choose
Yeah.
to assist someone else in a grapple check.
So I could, I could hold, wait and.
It's effectively assisting. What you're doing is
Yeah.
helping, but in combat
my
helping.
action would be helping, which
Exactly.
pauses.
But you can cast a spell as a bonus action, so you can do all of these
Yes,
things. It's a question of what you cast.
What I will do is I'll wait and before I run over or take a few steps back, so I can cast Chaos Bolt at it because that's a ranged spell attack.
Okay.
Is that right?
Chaos Bolt. Okay.
Okay, go for it. Are you
It's a good idea.
Went really well last time.
are
Yeah.
you, are you
I'm really enjoying
specifically
this plan.
aiming for the tentacle?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Is that
That's totally fine.
possible?
Stylistically and flavoursome wise, yes, but practically it doesn't make any difference. I'm
Oh,
just
God,
interested.
okay, phew.
It will affect how I do things later. It's fine.
Oh,
that's
nice.
a, that's
That was an 18 on the dice plus some
Yeah.
numbers.
Its armor class is lower than that, even on the dice. So
Nice.
roll me that damage.
The damage is going
Kill
to
them
be.
all.
Let's hope it's good damage.
No.
It's not good
it's
damage.
good.
It's bad damage. It's acid damage.
Oh, it's not resistant to anything.
Is it not?
No.
Oh, that's good.
But
The acid hurt it from the head.
Oh, yeah.
Does that not spray?
No,
No.
no, it
Okay.
doesn't.
No
Thought so.
spirting
Chaos
No,
Bolt.
I-
Chaos Bolt does a certain kind of elemental damage, but
I'm
it just
getting
does
all
it.
wrong.
Also, it's acid eating away its tentacle. This is intriguing.
Oh, so that was the damage type, not the. Oh, right, okay.
Oh, I shouldn't
No.
have done that separately. Never mind.
Don't-
Oh, I could have picked. Oh, you can pick. Sorry, never mind.
You get to pick.
Yeah, sorry. Actually, what it actually says is you roll your damage, and then the damage is d8s, and then choose one of those d8s, and that
Oh.
determines the thing. So you have a choice of two.
I see. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Nice.
The more you
Read
know.
my spells
Read your spell
properly.
descriptions.
That's a good idea.
16.
Why are you adding a d6 to it?
I don't know. That's what it says.
Read
Oh,
your
so it is-
spell description.
No, it just seems a bit weird.
Yeah, I don't
Chaos
think I
Bolt.
did that last
It's
time.
Chaos Bolt. It's meant to be weird. What was the
I
total
am
damage?
very confused.
What was total damage?
16.
16.
Thank you.
Beep, beep, beep,
Because
beep.
there it only says d8s.
Um,
I don't know.
There's this horrible burning acidic, and the tentacle is like you can see it sort of eating away at it and pulling it away.
Oh, that was
It doesn't
okay.
let go of me?
I've worked out what that was, and that was using second level or higher, so I'm going to take it as second level.
Fine, thank you.
Good idea.
Because
And then you run in, and what you're doing is grabbing hold of
I'm going
Viorica
to
and helping whoever is going to do a grapple check.
Invisible Cohen, well, yeah.
Potentially, I don't know who's the
Yeah.
strongest.
Do you bump
Not me.
into me doing that?
Probably. I was like, ah! But
Yeah.
Feel free to have some roleplay.
I'm gonna wait a sec.
Don't touch me
Wait a
there.
sec. I'm gonna see if I assume it's Cohen or not.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay.
It could be another weird thing, couldn't it?
Obviously.
Oh,
It's
I have no idea that it's Cohen. I'm screaming and trying to yank Viorica away from the invisible monster.
You can talk as a free action.
Yeah.
I'm also going Cohen now.
I'm here, I'm helping. Don't. Please don't fuck up another one of my plans.
Viorica,
yes.
make a death saving throw.
Oh crap.
You have
Inspiration.
a inspiration if you
You
want
don't
to
have
use
to
it.
You don't
roll
have
it
to use
until
it right
afterwards.
now.
As in, you can roll the d20 and then see what you get, and then decide to roll it.
Oh wow.
That is an 8 on a death saving throw, plus 2 for inspiration.
Oh!
You pass it. 1.
Love you. So somehow something pops back into place and I go.
You're still unconscious.
I know.
You've passed 1 death saving throw. You have to pass
So
3.
nearly there. It's fine. It's fine.
Lilith, what are you doing? You're all still on the stairs watching all of this madness.
Well, I'm just going to keep the hand up, but because of the fact that you're still attached to the thingy,
I am.
right? I'm going to aim a scorching ray, all of the bolts
Mhm.
at the tentacle to try and sever this mother tentacle
Yeah, okay.
away. So that's three.
You roll 3 attack rolls because it's 3 scorching rays.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just roll 3 of
That's
these.
fine, yeah. That's
cocked.
That's cocked. 15, 14, and a 4.
No, plus.
So that would be an 11, a 21, and a 22.
2 of those
Two
hit.
can hit, yeah?
Yep.
Cool, so there is 4d6?
There is 4d6 of fire damage.
For a hot second, I thought you said 46, and I was like, wow.
This one's gonna
Really
take it.
don't live
Do
it. Nah.
12.
Yes?
Sorry, I'm not going to
No,
count.
yes. 12 points as she just goes.
And all on this, it's blackening and bubbling with acid, and that's burning as well. There's a horrible. We established how the Otter spoke last time, because there was
Yes.
a Patch's hideous laughter.
Yes.
Yes.
And you're maintaining the hand. Does it do any
Yes.
damage?
Squeeze.
As an action.
It also
Squeeze.
did it try and roll to get out of it on
No,
its turn?
it did not.
To try and do the retcon that or something.
No. It attacks. It doesn't have the wherewithal.
Oh,
Doesn't realise what is
It's
grasping.
an
its by the
intelligence of
nethers.
6. I mean, it's just like.
I can, but as an action, I'd have to cause it to crush it.
Oh, it's an action.
So I've already done my thing.
And we did the acid damage on its turn, so that's not happening.
Mm-mm.
Good, right. It is looking quite badly hurt, I will say. This big, horrible tentacle thing is looking.
I mean,
We want it to attack the guy, though.
yes,
Yeah, I know.
that's the thing.
I can release it, but then I don't want it to.
Maybe wait until we're
Yes,
safer distance.
yeah. So
exactly.
I'm going to keep that.
Concentrate on me, everyone.
You're unconscious and still
Still
just the
in
vague
the limelight.
waft
Well, in
of
the acid
gas
light.
kind of ruffling your hair.
Yes, exactly. Waft
That
through.
was a first level spell, by the way. I got confused. It's
Fine.
in case
It's
someone's
okay.
checking.
It's all good.
Can I just quickly yell down and just be like, "Can you get yourself sorted down there, please?"
Anytime you're ready.
You're at the base of the stairs, and you can see Ash is trying to pull Viorica out of the grip of this thing. Cohen, you don't know if Cohen's there or not. You may have heard some shouting. Viorica did appear to sort of magically lifted up to sort of a strange invisible thing there, as well as you've seen Cohen do. So, Avalanche is not an idiot. It's up to you how you handle the situation. The Otyugh is looking quite badly hurt, and Jellum looks fine.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to concentrate on what I can do first, and it's going to be again one of the kind of thicker paint kind of just spurts out from him and kind of wraps. It's probably like a nice kind of thick imperial purple.
Yes.
Ooh,
building
lovely.
little layers around you.
Thank you.
And that would be cure wounds at range. So I've burnt another sorcery point.
Okay.
And that is
Ooh.
13.
Oh, love you. Yeah, that's perfect.
That's almost your full hit point total, isn't it?
all right.
Could I see, I don't know if I would have a rope on me.
Would you? You're not really an
don't
adventurer,
know.
are you?
No. I've got painter's tools.
Uh,
I start plucking all the hairs off and knitting them together.
Your beard would do better.
Waggle your beard at me, go on.
Go on.
It's not like
Be the
10
dwarven
foot
Rapunzel we all want you to
long,
be.
If it's anywhere near that long.
it's not 10 foot tall! You think his beard drags now? What would you like to do? You've used your action.
I think he will kind of get right to the bottom of the edge, the lowest point, but
Yes.
the nearest them, and kind of get ready to. He's got his hands down, ready for when someone comes to help them up.
Great.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Excellent. I mean, that doesn't in rules terms do anything, but stylistically it's very pleasant. Thank you, Steve. Right. Jellum's going to attack the Otyugh. He thinks you're all helping.
Yes.
Probably attacked him at some
Although
point.
Yes.
he is very much aware that you're not really on side either. And there was an illusion of the painting at one point.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's not happy with y'all.
Quite angry.
Yes. He's vexed.
Wow.
Oh boy. We
Um,
want them to destroy each other, but they're not.
tries to hit the Otyugh again with his strange black, not glowing, sort of smoky, wispy black bane hand, and just again, it's not really doing anything, and just yells in frustration and anger. Yeah, that's all he's going to do. So he gets one attack. It's not very high level. Is he going to move now? Attack opportunity. It's already taken attack opportunity. He doesn't really want to do anything though. No. Okay. He's going to move over to where all of you are trying to pull Viorica, and is going to again. It's like he's trying to help to pull you out. He needs you as much as everyone else does.
Does he now?
And the Otyugh has used its attack opportunity. He's smart. He knows that. tactically wise. So he's going to step in and, again, try and grab hold of Viorica and is going to pull with everyone else, though he's used his action.
Okay.
So he mechanically doesn't do anything, but he's ready to help. Okay.
It is the Otyugh's turn.
And he's just
We haven't moved any further.
No.
We haven't even moved a foot.
Not really.
We've just...
It
just
can't
there.
move,
Oh, yeah.
so its bite only has a reach of 5 feet, so it can't bite anyone. It can just use its tentacles.
How many tentacles has it got left?
It's got 3. It can do things like... Okay, here's what I'm going to say, because it does have abilities based on the fact that it grapples with its tentacle, but you are all sort of grabbing hold and trying to pull back. It's going to try... It has an ability called Tentacle Slam. It is going to try and whack you all around to shake everyone off.
That's
bad.
sensible.
Because it wants... It's hungry, frankly. There's a certain amount of... It was trying to eat Viorica. That didn't work. It's going to try and do that. What I will allow is someone to helm a contested grapple to see if this slam works.
Who's strong?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Jellum could take the lead on this. It's a contested grapple. He has a +3 to athletics.
I don't know what else. Was anyone else got one that? Oh, you might.
I'm not even looking.
It can be acrobatics, can't
It
it?
can be acrobatics.
I would like to do it on an acrobatics check, if that's okay, please.
I'm trying to break. Yeah, okay. And you get to roll with advantage because of
Everyone
this
is
setup.
helping.
Because everyone is helping. Hang on. Restrained. It has disadvantage on attack rolls. Nothing in there is about grappling.
Cool.
Good. So I get to roll a single dice, and you get to roll 2 because Ashakti and Jellum and Viorica presumably also are helping.
Oh, gosh. 13?
Nope. You are all you all go flying overhead as it slams all of you down. Just picks you all up and slams you down, trying to shake you all loose.
I was doing so well. We were doing so well.
Can you 3 please make me a Constitution saving throw?
That doesn't work at all.
Which 3, sorry?
All of those currently holding onto the tentacle.
But I
Right.
up again. You know.
Dead.
That's bad. Jellum fails.
7.
Okay.
Sorry, 6.
It's even worse.
Yeah.
5.
5.
Oh my god.
Oh God, guys!
Okay.
A 10 number's lower than a 10 on
Oh! Oh no! Okay. Everyone takes 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
Hello, darkness.
Are you unconscious again?
Yeah. He only got 13.
13 was amazing. I was very pleased to have 13.
Oh my god! Oh no!
Should have rerolled that.
Up, down, up, down.
All 3 of you, well, you're unconscious as well.
Yeah.
The 2 of you and Jellum are all stunned
Oh,
good.
No.
until the end of the Otyugh's next turn.
Worse.
This is very bad.
This is so much worse. So we're gonna have a partnership. We're gonna be a duo.
This is really bad.
wow.
I'm sorry to wish I could turn invisible and leave.
Right
The Lilith and Abernathy travels.
I don't think we've even spoken to each other
now. I was
yet.
going to say, just go to the next adventure and be like, the bad stuff happened. We just don't know. We're going to carry on.
Reroll it.
What?
I could have rerolled it.
You could have re-rolled it.
I should have
It's
rerolled
true.
it.
Why didn't you? What don't you know?
I'm an idiot. It's just leave me alone.
We rolled it what?
I have a. I can like.
You have the lucky feat
Yes, yes.
and Tides of Chaos.
And I didn't. I just was like, oh, that's sad. I'm sad about my little roll. That's,
We could have really done with someone.
yes, I know.
Up.
I realised too late.
Yeah,
It's
Not with
fine.
it.
it's okay.
It is also going to reach out another tentacle and grab Jellum, who is not unconscious, and it is
Yes.
attacking with disadvantage, so it gets 2 tentacle attacks, so I need to do all of this. 8 plus 14... No, it doesn't break the DC. So there is a...
One more.
No, I've done it. Because it can't bite, it's no range.
Fine.
So it tries to sort of grab Jellum, who's looking stunned. Oh, stunned. Attacks with advantage. 2 dice. Roll with disadvantage because of the hand. It's a single dice roll. I'm just going to roll it again.
No.
Nope. and again doesn't hit. Smacked into the ground nearby. It's just flailing around it at this point.
The net bonus of this is that he is stunned.
So are we.
I know. Yes, right.
No.
Right, Cohen, it is your turn. You are stunned.
Are you still invisible?
Which makes it the end of my turn, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, goodbye.
Can you do anything about being stunned?
Yeah,
you are stunned.
Give yourself a smack around the face.
You are stunned until the end of the Otyu's next turn.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it really is down to you guys. I suggest the wind feat again.
The wind?
I don't know.
That was a shock to.
I'm sorry, I was unconscious.
Ashakti,
No, you
it is
weren't.
your
I know.
turn. You are stunned. Viorica, it is your turn. It's
I'm lying in some sort
death
of
saving
shit.
throw.
Oh,
isn't it?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Have we all been flung off?
No, no.
Sprawled. Are we still grabbing, like...
Down. Wow, that was close. No, it's okay. That was a failure, but it could have been so much worse.
Yeah, but...
Fail one death saving.
I know.
Yeah, yeah.
Lilith, what would you like to do?
Okay, so I'm just going to have to crush the
Goes through
Otyugh
the motions.
with the hand and just try and like crush it in on itself, because that doesn't cost me a spell slot. I've still got my concentration up, and I'm just going to.
Yeah. And is there an attack roll or anything on that?
No, but it's not, because it just automatically happens because I've already done that.
Fine.
So it's just 2d6, which is 8. So it's just 8
Nice.
points of damage. And we're going. I mean, like,
Oh, and it didn't take acid damage on its turn.
it didn't take acid damage on its turn.
It is looking rather unwell, but not completely out of it yet.
So we're like,
It can't leave.
what is happening down there?
They're all unconscious.
I know, but I can't really see, because I imagine that the
We
stairs
also don't-
stop and they're at the bottom of the stairs, so I
No,
can't.
no, they're a bit further out.
Oh,
We
good.
also don't look, like, unconscious. We just look like we're not doing anything. Like,
Look stunned is what you look.
Yeah.
Right.
Flatten your back. Well, I am.
Right. Is that bonus actions?
I don't have any bonus actions I can cast.
Okay.
Or do.
Abernathy, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
save us all,
Um,
please.
You have one.
well,
Mage hand.
I've seen obviously Viorica take damage and go
Viorica.
unconscious, and I've seen Ashakti
Stunned.
become stunned
Correct.
and
Cohen
take
is
damage
invisible.
as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
everyone took some damage.
And-
And
look like
you
shit.
know, these the two people he has healed so far, and he's kind of torn between them.
Oh, yeah.
And so he
Oh.
kind of like reaches out his hands, and
Fine, I'll burn these
a,
sorcery points.
a blue watercolor spins round with a kind of the is it a lilac with turquoise fading off it, and
Splendid.
spin round and come into both of you. So that is a twin healing word.
Twin
Healing word.
Good. Very good.
He does magic.
I'm so glad.
Good and useful magic.
Oh, hang on.
What's wrong?
Oh, do I do it at second level?
I mean, the party's dying, Steve.
What are you saving up for?
I know, it's just that's all of my sorcery points done.
Oh,
And you tend to go down quite quickly, so it might,
I know, yeah,
it might
keep-
just
keep
be
one
better
back.
to get you up a bit.
Exactly. Keep one back. That's a much better idea.
Yes, so you're only having that.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
So you're doing it first level.
If I can
I'm just doing
actually
it at
stay
first
awake
level.
for a turn, I can heal myself.
Wow.
If I could just
So-
remain conscious.
So Viorica's purple,
Guidance?
Ashakti
Okay.
is orange. So Viorica gets 7
That's plenty.
and 6 for Ashakti.
Thank you, Mr. Whistle Pocket.
That is
Whoa. No.
What have you done?
Yes, there we go. Sorry, this is still the thing. Thank you.
That's fine.
so that is a bonus action.
Oh my god.
That is a bonus action. But you've cast a spell, so you can only cast a cantrip if you cast another spell. Or you could come and grab people. The only person who's currently grappled is Viorica. Everyone else is sort of stunned, knocked to the side, sort of either still hanging on to Viorica desperately, but look like there's no strength in their arms, or flung to the side. It's up to you, really.
I have a weird idea of something to do.
Well,
Go with that.
best
Go
plan.
with that
Yeah.
impetus.
Go with weird.
As his hands are outstretched,
They suddenly extend elastically. Sorry.
you laugh. In front of one of them, it's almost like his hand comes out a bit, but turns into a, the wooden articulated
Yes,
artist
yes.
hands that they draw from. One of those kind of
That's really creepy.
shoots out, comes out from it. And it's like, oh,
Is it a mage hand?
and that
That's beautiful, dude.
and that may come in. I'm getting it out there in case I
It's
need to
getting
use it
out.
later
It's
for
getting out.
an idea that is either brilliant or really not brilliant.
Okay.
Maybe we'll see.
We'll see.
But yes, and I think he spends the rest of his turn.
Ew.
It's not quite right.
Appear to have lost the bones in my hand.
No, his hand's still there.
Oh, good.
Very, very Harry
My
Potter.
drawing hand, be careful. Make sure I remember I have that back.
What is it?
The button.
A button. Right. It is the Otter Yuke's turn.
I know. I realised that as I did it.
It has already grappled Viorica. It wants to take its prize away. It can't leave. It could make a strength saving throw to try and break free, but that is its action.
Yes, it is.
It might pass.
Save us, Lilith.
Do it.
No, it's taken a lot of damage. It wants to leave.
Do it.
Okay.
Give my friends a chance.
It's going to make a strength saving throw to try and break free.
It's DC of 15.
Is that going to take it with me? Am I going to go with it?
Yeah.
I see.
Okay, so it's making a strength saving throw, and that takes its entire action.
Yes.
Just confirm. Have a look. Just make sure I get this exactly right, because I might be better to kill it.
To break out, the restrained target must use its action to make a strength saving throw.
Strength
against your-
check.
Use its action to make. Oh, check. Sorry. Yeah. Yep. 15.
That's what I was checking. Okay.
Fail.
It makes a strength check. 13.
Yes, fail.
That's the damage. That's the damage.
You
that's
are
the damage,
staying
that's the damage.
here.
No, that's damage.
Did I do it on your turn? I did do it on your turn.
Yes.
It. Desperately trying to break free and can't move. Oh, jeez. It doesn't have any other actions because it used its action to try and break free. It's the end of its turn. Cohen, you're no longer stunned.
Okay, and where am I in relation to everything?
You are exactly where you were, just you've been sort of bashed around
Oh,
by the
okay.
tentacle.
Okay, I thought we were sent flying. Okay.
No.
I'm not going to do very well if it's just strength
I'm
pulling
awake
against
now.
this
Let's
thing.
get out of here.
Wow,
Grappled.
that's really unpleasant.
Has Viorica lost his voice?
A little bit.
Okay,
Yes,
in
mud.
realising that pulling's not going to work,
Yes.
Colin attempts to slash at the tentacle that's holding him.
Yes, but
People
to
have been
try
doing this for hours.
and
Sorry.
disarm it.
I'm not going to stop
Will
you.
you?
Yeah.
Cohen could have left.
Thank you.
Right. At which point, sort of in a sort of small puff of rainbow flame, kind of going, spreading up and down, he becomes visible. And
Oh, look, it's Cohen.
It's Cohen.
whoever knew?
Are you dressed as Cohen? Are you dressed as the guard?
Is your disguise self still up?
Nah, the guard disguise is probably gone too.
Oh, man.
It's legit Cohen.
It's legit Cohen.
A rare
Might have
sight
been
to
a way out.
behold.
I think he wanted to keep the disguise, but I don't think he really thought. Yeah, there's a lot going on,
Yeah.
and he tries to attack, and it crits. And
You get to choose whatever you add on to. Wow.
yeah, I do.
Wow.
And
Oh my
I'm
God.
gonna. There's a playing card that the sword strikes. It goes through, and this is going to be a defensive flourish. So this is dealing. What is it? 1d6 plus 4. So it's 2d6 plus 4. 3d6 plus 4, in fact. So 4 plus 4 plus 2 is 10 plus 4 again is 14 damage.
Not dead yet.
Oh, for the
Good.
love
No,
of-
this is good.
It's very close though.
We still need to kill the thing.
And-
We don't want to kill the thing, we want to kill the man.
That's what I mean.
My AC increases to 20.
Nice.
Wow. Wow.
Deal
And
with the head of Baal, whatever his name is.
then I come in.
Bale.
It's
Sorry.
like a console of Bane.
Bane.
That's
Bane.
head of Bale was another
Yes,
character
all right.
we'll see it later.
Who killed my mother?
Second attack. They can't all be winners. 12.
Does not hit, I'm afraid. But you step in and just cut at this rubbery tentacle, and you cut through, like you can feel you're cutting through it because there's this horrible sort of like as it goes through, and it is sort of shredded at various points. It looks like this tentacle looks horrible. You look at the Otter itself and go, "Wow, the acid, the fire. It's looking. It already looks horrible. It now looks like it looks really badly hurt and very, very unhappy." That is a bonus action. As you know, you used to
attack
twice.
Yeah, attack is my bonus action.
You do have movement if you want it. It does have reach.
No, hang on. I'm not out of its grip yet.
No,
I see.
I suppose me attempting. Can I still attempt to move Viorica with my movement, or is that not possible?
No, because Viorica is grappled.
Yeah, so it's a strength. Okay, yeah. Then no.
Okay. You stay there, spinning your sword wildly because you're defensive flourishing. Yep, cool. Shakti, you are no
Helicopter.
Shakti, you are no longer stuck. There's people who don't know how to fight with swords going, I'm a cool sword person.
Literally. It looks better than that. But yeah.
Shakti, it's your turn.
I'm going to try and pull him out.
You try and pull Viorica out.
Yeah, with my 0 modifier.
Wow. Contested grapple.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I waited last time and I regret it.
Unlikely.
I'm gonna do it. I don't know. I know what I rolled. I don't know what he rolled.
Yeah,
I don't know
no.
what they rolled, and I haven't actually looked.
I did.
Yeah. I think that's probably the best bet, to be honest.
And I'm gonna try one more time.
Thank you.
This is what kills me.
Why is it gonna kill you?
She has to cast a spell first.
Oh, that. Oh no, that's not being. No, that's no.
If I should die, think only this of me. I'll be back to get you.
Same roll again.
Same roll again.
7
I rolled a
times.
21, Charlie. There's nothing you can do. You grab Viorica and just and the tentacle just pulls back. You sort of your feet slide in the muck.
Going to win. That really hurts.
It's an astonishing because
I know you're trying to help, but please.
he doesn't need
I
to
want
be
my
taller.
tendons. Yeah,
Viorica,
really don't.
it's your turn.
Do something finally. Right. Okay.
We're only. How long is it? Yeah, about an hour into the stream.
Oh.
Not quite.
Okay. Will it take me an action to try and break free?
You are currently grappled and restrained. To escape the grapple, you would have to roll a contested grapple check with it.
Yes.
There's an escape DC, but it would take your action to break free.
You have the spell escape.
I really don't, do I?
Joke. It's a very bad joke.
I love it.
You have the spell escape. It lets you escape something.
Escape.
I can't escape. What happens now?
Okay.
TM fear, I guess.
TM fear. You escape this reality and find the
He
paintings.
looks for escape.
No, that's up.
See, Ed, you had a lot of time while unconscious about things you could do.
Yes, I know. I didn't expect to be awake. I survived this long.
That was really quite a nihilistic.
Yes. Okay. Right. Well, yes. I'm going to. No, I'm not. Okay. I'm gonna do the contested grapple because I just think that would be the reaction.
Okay.
The only thing I had to do.
Do this.
Yeah.
This is great.
That's Cox.
Thank God for that.
That's
Ooh, unlikely. Well, hang on. What am I?
Strength.
Is it just strength?
Athletics.
Is it just strength?
Athletics. Or acrobatics.
I was going to say
I know I
acrobatics,
did,
surely,
hang on.
but acrobatics would be better.
There's a bard.
Yes. So that is 16.
Well, you are the creature grappled and there is escape DC, so it doesn't roll. You are free. You pull yourself out of the tentacular grasp and you're now on the ground. Do you try and run away?
Yes.
It makes it like...
It is what it would have
It's got
done.
disadvantage.
It does.
Hang on, can I do the thing that I was going to do beforehand, which is the bonus action to cast Healing Word on myself?
Yes.
That would be a really good idea.
You're a kind DM, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir, my dear.
Oh, hang on.
It's all right. Yeah, I understand.
So
How does your healing word look? Because we've had a lot of lovely descriptions of Steve's healing word. What does yours look like?
I think he sort of yes. Yeah, exactly. He sort of points at the place, wiggles at it, and lets out a scream that rattles the rafters.
It's oral.
Yes.
Okay. Oral. A-U-R-L.
I know.
A-U-R-A-L.
Entirely the thing. Okay. 2.
Oh, that's terrible.
It could be worse. It's 8. That does
You
get.
heal 8 hit points? Cool.
Yes, I do.
And you run away. Yep.
Yes.
Good.
Run away screaming.
So I was pulling, and then just as I gave up pulling, like, no! I was like, wrong.
Ed, what is your AC?
12.
As you run, and the other tentacle just reaches out and grabs hold of you again.
Why?
Okay.
And this
Okay.
was just kind of to just aim everything at Yorica.
We could just
Kill him
It's
out.
fine. And to be honest, I don't think if it hits me once, I'm gonna die.
You
This
take
time.
9 points of damage as it grows.
God, I said healing word. It's fine. I'm still awake. I'm still awake.
The healing word is really the key here.
9, did you say?
Yep.
Fine. I can deal with this.
You idiot.
It's what he would have done, to be fair.
Lilith, it's your
Anyone
turn.
would do. No one in a battle has ever been like,
Let's just
want
kill-
an attack
let's-
of opportunity.
Yeah, I know. I'm just going to try and kill it.
Really? That's the dude.
Well,
I know.
Yorica is not an it.
People have called me such before.
This is great.
This is professional
Wonderful
D&Ding you're seeing here.
Anyway, how are you?
Do we think that
It's all
we're
us
going
here,
to
isn't it?
survive? Perhaps
I know,
we could do a... What's one of those questions that we always get asked on the internet?
Not good.
You guys are more...
Internet, ask us a question now.
No, don't.
And we'll.
You do that.
we'll definitely do this. We're just going to keep coming up with answers.
Sorry, we're checking the rules of Maximilian's Earth and Grass because it's a relatively new one on me as well.
so I'm going to crush it.
Crush it!
2d6.
2d6,
Crush
which
it,
is 6
real
points
good.
of damage.
It hasn't taken the poison damage yet.
Uh,
This very well might kill it.
Okay.
As you crush
can it like be like a zit? No, and it's just like,
fountain.
and then it finally like you're just like,
I imagine it more like a
it, your wish is my command.
thank you,
So the hand crushes the Otyugh like a zit.
thank you.
It just, and the whole thing just, and you are literally crushing it down, and you can see like its insides are being mulched and just squidged out to all of its extremities, including its tentacles. As you squeeze down, bits of it start to pop and spurt, and just waves of, I mean, you're adding blood and bits of Otyugh to the already horrific mess, as it sort of sprays all around you as the hand pulps it.
Nice.
Can I move it?
It's an action.
Ah,
Oh, hang on. Is it a bonus action?
no.
What did you do?
It's a bonus action to make it attack. It's an act. You still have an action.
Yeah. So can I then go? Now for you, and move it to Jellum as this awful grotesque like
Squeezed by a hand which is just squeezed as it.
yeah moves to like literally kind of like
That's
like a wave.
yeah literally kind of like Attack on Titan looking style.
Let me check the rules of this. I
There's
don't know the
very,
spell that well,
very
and I
few
love it.
things
If
that
it
actually
doesn't,
turn
then
my
that's fine.
stomach
No,
in
there's
D&D. This is just all the messages.
Squeezed by a hand that just squeezes a zit is a great kind of country rock song.
Okay, it's an action to crush the restrained target.
Go in.
It's an action to restrain target, then an
Okay,
action to move
okay.
it. So you can't. You've crushed it.
Yeah,
But you will have to wait until your next turn to do that if you want to do it.
There is nothing else I can do. Yeah.
It is
Now, can I just make it go
to face him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will yell and be like, "You are next. You are warned."
Oh,
Okay.
right.
We gotta get rid of it. We got.
He has to go.
He has to
He
go.
has to
He has to
go.
go.
Okay.
He's taken some damage.
Yeah.
We can probably make him.
Probably.
Who
Did we-
will we lose doing it?
Okay.
We got our stuff back, didn't we?
Abernathy, yes.
Good.
Abernathy, it's your turn. What would you like to do? Lilith has just quite openly threatened Jellum, who is
Yeah.
standing with all of you at this point,
Right
covered
next to us.
in
Yeah.
bits of Otyugh, just looking quite angry and quite frustrated. Angry?
Angry.
Angry.
Like a pingling. Sorry.
What?
Nothing got someone.
What would you like to do?
Oh,
Mhm.
what can I do? I like so there's 3 people down in the soup with
There's 3 of
very
you.
Woodhouseian way of
Yes.
There's 3 of you in the soup.
yes.
3 of you are in the soup.
I think I'm going to bless them.
What, everyone? Awesome.
I can bless
3
3
people.
people.
Perfect.
Done.
So it might help.
What does
that would be
your blessing look like?
I think we've had it before. I think the kind of, again, the lighting on them slightly changes, and it's that kind of the complexion takes on that pointillist.
Yes.
Pointillism. So it's like all the contrasting colours in the shadows and things, and like points of light.
The three of you can add a d4 to...
It is if make an attack roll or a saving throw before
Attack rolls
the
or
spell
saving throws.
ends.
Great.
So
a minute.
every time I think it is,
But,
which is for
Every
concentration up to 1 minute.
we do it at advantage, did you say? Or
D4.
Add a d4.
I'll do 4.
Every time, multiple times.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Which 3 people was that? Sorry, those
That
three.
was the 3 of you in the soup. So not me, not Lilith. So yes.
Okay,
you,
go
You,
on.
you are blessed,
You-
Cohen.
I should have
Got
just.
you. I was like, what?
I should have had the
Cohen.
question you were
Hashtag
actually
blessed.
asking.
You're fine. Good. Lovely. You do that. Jellum looks at the three of them and looks at the situation, looks at all, and realises the hands are there going in front of him.
Drip, drip.
Yeah.
Drip.
Cool. Roll me a contested grapple, please.
What? Who? Oh,
Check team.
Is this Jellum trying to grab me?
Yes.
okay, there's going to be problems if he does that.
There's not a
Yeah.
lot you can do.
No,
That's
I
not your
understood,
turn.
understood.
I will, I will use my luck to try and roll again.
That's fine.
Can you use?
If you have a reaction,
grapple?
you can use a reaction.
Does contested grapple doesn't count as an attack roll or a saving?
I'm afraid it
throw,
does not.
Damn it!
Sorry.
Yeah, no.
I mean, his MO is
fair
definitely
play,
grappling
John.
people with the black hand. Like he's done this before. You've seen him do it.
What am I rolling again?
It is athletics or acrobatics.
It's better.
That plus a
No, you
No,
don't.
not for-
Sorry, you don't.
Sorry, not for this.
13.
No, he rolled a 22.
Ah.
He's already way ahead.
Wow.
You're saying that like I rolled a 22.
Well, I don't think it's fair to say don't use all your stuff. I've got it.
Don't
Anyway,
say that. No.
just reaches out and grabs you and just physically lifts you off the ground, and the hand is
God.
blackened, and you're by the throat.
Oh,
And goes and just holds and goes. We can still do this together. That is the end of his turn. Colin, what would you like to do?
Oh, good. So he doesn't have...
Yeah. Under the roots.
he's used his action, right? So he can't have one prepared.
Yes.
Yeah, so he won't, like, it's not like a hostage situation where they'll just attack if you move, because rules. Okay, I will just try to run up and twat the guy.
Kill him.
Elegant, Desmond, elegant. This is good. This is good. It's very enjoyable.
You run an attack.
Sorry, not interested in teamwork right now.
Default.
And attack,
And you are
yes.
That's being a team player.
Well...
But the correct team. But the correct team.
Oh, that's promising, he says in a slightly weird West Country accent. 18.
The hits,
New
yes.
character.
Boosh. I will defensive flourish, so that's 2d6 of damage.
Nice.
What sort of it? 3? Oh no, it was a crit last time. Sorry.
Boosh. So that is 10 damage, and my AC is now at 20 again.
Okay.
Until my next turn, and then I hit him again.
Okay.
Does this keep happening?
Yeah.
Yes.
Every attack
Yeah.
roll.
Every attack roll.
As long as I'm concentrating.
So hard.
Keep concentrating.
Go on.
Oh, that's only... Oh no, wait. Add a lot of numbers. It's 17.
Hits, yes.
Boom! This is only 1d6. Can't be fancy every day. And that's 7 damage.
Okay.
That's over 20 points. Well done, sir.
The hand is like a shaft is very clear, like being
Strangled.
grabbed. Yes. And as you run in, how do you
Dispatch!
Yes.
Okay, so...
Took a lot of damage in the fight. Let's get
yeah, runs in and, like, sort of basically throws a card almost at him as... No, it looks cool! It looks cool!
No, it looks cool.
Okay, no, he throws it sort of up in front of himself as, yes, the sword slashes through it and basically just kind of straight across the chest. and just leaves a little bit of a trail of.
Like Jesse Eisenberg, and now you see me, kind of like card flourish.
Yeah,
That's
right.
good. Like it.
And then if he's dropping to the floor, I'm just almost just like standing there, just like huffing, just like as he falls to the floor, and then what happens?
Well, the first strike doesn't kill him.
Oh no, of
One
course,
does.
yeah.
So the hand, the black, it's swirling around Ashakti's face, and it just fades as he falls to the ground, like on knees, just hits the ground with his hand, is looking completely out of it. And how do you coup de grace? How do you finish off?
I probably just a
Straight through.
Oh,
Straight through. Good work, sir.
collapses dead to the ground.
There's not many nice ways to kill a person.
No,
there are not.
I thought that
True.
was. Yes.
Chalamis.
What was the coup de grace?
Not on a crust of poop would be high up on the list.
Yes. Well, I don't know. If we really want to humiliate him, this is about as good as we could do.
We are out of initiative.
Get
Yes!
out! Get out! Get out! Get out!
Leave.
From the platform, you saw there was a sort of raised area that's got sort of like you do hear a sort of a cheer.
Yes! And
I-
I'm pleased
Comes
with
out.
a random
Yeah,
applause.
there's a cheer.
Can I change the hand to just being a middle finger to everyone?
Yeah, of course you can.
Amazing.
Horrible fat Bergian hand just out to everyone.
Abernathy's got control of the mage hand a bit now and is trying to basically slam it up and down into the crust, kind of leading away from where everyone else is. So if anything else is coming up, it's going to come up and get the hand.
Very wise.
rather than-
I understand. Excellent.
That's awesome.
I'll roll for it.
I love it.
You see some faint sort of ripples in the surface occasionally, and it's also it's kind of sort of a wobble where the hand is hitting. But if there are things moving, they're moving towards the hand, not towards your friends. I'll allow that.
Okay.
Do you all get back on the stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. What would you like to do?
Viorica, once he's got up and is on sort of, I think, looks back over and spits at the body in the thing. Right. Where do we go?
Your foot.
Yes, is agonising. I
It's an
imagine.
agony. The boot. Looking down at it, the boot is sort of in places the way other places looks like it's sort of burned itself onto your foot.
I would say I'll get a new pair, but I think my house has burned down. Oh well. Shall we go? I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself as the next thing.
Sure.
One more time.
Do you have a less violent way of doing it?
Violent
Last time you shoved a finger in the wound and screamed,
Yeah.
and the scream had a kind of echoing reverberation.
Now it's going to be a quietly cooed lullaby whilst I try and peel stuff out.
Oh, no. Dear
Okay,
God.
okay, please do it to your foot. That's fine. Oh God! I've literally seen you do this, Ed. Remind me that we don't holiday together.
Yes.
9.
That was an experience.
As you start peeling,
The stuff that's part of my foot.
you are also removing some of your own foot.
Yes.
Your foot is very, very badly hurt to the point where, like, there are toes missing.
Yes.
I'm going to clean the wound with prestidigitation
That's fine.
and just try and. I know, but I'm just. It's kind of like probably like vodka burn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. That was.
I will do it to all of him actually because
Oh,
all of you will be
God!
very much cleaned who has been in the pit because you probably all stink a lot.
Their clothes still smell, unless you want to do the clothes as well. You do.
I will
like
do
one.
all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, like because
I mean,
it's
it's
probably quite diseased down there. And
Yes.
if his foot
Oh.
is hurt, and if
Yeah.
any of them are hurt, I want them to not
Yeah.
have anything that lingers for too long.
Speaking of which, Viorica, while I remember, because you failed a con save in the
I
fight
did.
with the Otter last
I did.
time,
Yeah.
you are poisoned
Yeah.
at this point.
Yes. Does Healing Word help with that?
No.
I see.
Luckily, the poisoned.
No.
Yes. You are technically, yes, poisoned. Just the
I've
effect
got
is
it.
poisoned,
I've got
but
it.
you are
I've put
diseased.
I've put it into the thing.
Splendid, thank you.
Yes.
There are people coming down the stairs.
Right. What do we say to
We are
them?
not done yet.
It's alright.
Fine, you can fix this, right?
I did the talking on the way in. I suppose I'll do the talking on the way out.
You don't really look like the way that you did on the way in.
No, but I've still got my tongue.
Did they see the hand, the black hand? I mean, surely they could tell that there was something different about him.
Exactly.
We had to.
They also gave us a cheer, to be fair.
Right. Yes, but
Maybe luck will be on our side.
well, it's about bloody time, isn't it?
You'd think if someone was controlling this would be an apt time.
No one would be cruel enough to control anything like this.
You're just making it worse for yourself.
Let's
All
hope
of us
so.
get nosebleed.
Don't worry, come and fix it.
All right, I'm going to start walking up the stairs to meet them, so that we're not all right next to the edge of Swamp Pit.
Yeah.
Do you all follow Cohen?
Right behind you.
Guidance!
I'm going to hobble up after him.
I'll offer a shoulder for you to lean down on.
Oh.
That's very kind of you.
Yeah, I mean, it will be the entirely extended arm, probably.
As you make your way up the stairs, the figures that are walking down see that you're coming up, and one of them is one of the guards from the gates who brought you in earlier, and you don't recognise the other one. Oh, I see. Yeah, very clever.
Yep, sorry about that.
I lost 5 gold on you lot. Didn't think you'd make it.
Well, some of us are tougher than we look.
Yeah, that's very impressive. And did one for the fist, eh? Eh? Jellin was dressed as a flaming fist.
Yeah, I know. Well, not all of them have funny hands like that, do they?
What?
Of course, you conveniently forgot that bit. How?
So what? I couldn't see very well from the top. Like we had to sort of crane round a bit. All we saw was you lot letting one of the fists take on an Otyugan failing. That was great.
We tried. Anyhow, are you going to let us go, or are you?
What?
Can we leave, please? Just walk up the stairs and go back out into the city, if that's all right.
You lot were prisoners of the fist, weren't you?
Well, you see, it was actually a whole lot more complex than that.
Oh, right. Sorry, we thought you was, oh. Tell you what, come see the boss and you can talk it out, right? Because, this,
I've got another idea, if it's all right.
yeah.
And how many of them are there? 2.
2.
Okay, I cast Charm Person on both of them.
Nice.
No, but can I not just cast it twice? Or is
It's got the concentration, isn't it?
No?
It's not.
No.
So you can just cast it twice.
It looks like it.
Yeah, I would check.
Yeah,
that
it's
does
not.
seem-
It's not a concentration spell.
Fine.
Wow,
Okay.
that's
Is
amazing.
casting it noticeable to the...
Casting will be noticeable, yes. But also, if
But
it
does it
work?
passes, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If it works on both of them, it's fine.
But you
Yeah.
can't cast it simultaneously, so the moment you do it on one, the other one could be
I'm
like,
going
what's
to
that?
prepare sleep if one of them doesn't work.
What do you say as you're charming them?
So as I'm charming them, I'm sure your boss is a lovely fellow, but indeed, or whatever they may be, a Shakti. But
They've both passed.
Keep talking.
but frankly, that just seems like a whole lot of effort for you boys that nobody should really have to go through. So why don't you just
Yeah, you need to talk to the boss, I'm afraid. Explain what's going on, because, sorry, we thought you was prisoners and you fought back, and good on you.
But
if that's not the case...
point of logic for you to consider: why would why would someone, a member of the Flaming Fist, get me, a prisoner, to
I'm going to
impersonate?
try and make them both go to sleep.
I think that's a really good idea.
I think it's a really bad idea with that many of the people
They're all
up there
here, we're
watching.
just hanging out here with them.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But
I
you've
will
said it,
let you
so-
make
Do
that
it,
decision
do it.
based on what your party would like you to do. It is entirely up to you.
No,
it's not.
No, over to you. Over to
You
you.
play alone.
I highly doubt you're going to be able to miss me, and I don't have that much health left from the fight.
Well, I could just push past you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right?
Do that.
Do you know what? Why not? Why
Okay.
not? Why not? Why
Okay.
not? I have no idea what the hell it's
Okay.
like. But the way that Chris is sounding,
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna fall in the thing
It's
as well,
sounding
aren't
like
they?
if we just said we were prisoners, they'd be like, great, bye.
Ooh,
It's
okay.
been thrown.
We're all touchy.
28.
I don't know why they would do that, but
What level did you cast it at? Second. Cool.
45.
That's good.
Yeah.
it's many.
Whoa.
Both just just collapse asleep on the stairs.
Go! Now!
Right, come on, carry on.
Don't tell me twice.
Well, go on then.
Obviously I'm
We
moving.
will continue up the stairs.
Obviously I started walking.
As you get to the top of the stairs, there are now 10
Oh, good.
people in these outfits standing around. Some of them have weapons drawn.
Even better, even better, even better. And I'm out.
As you are walking forward, one of them steps to the fore. She is. They are all wearing quite dark leathers. As she steps to the fore, she looks over and goes, "Right, let's just stop there, shall we?"
All right, sorry.
So I'm to take it that you don't want to have a nice chat about what happened.
We're just a bit touchy after a series of pretty bad happenings. So I didn't want to offend you.
I
We
see.
just
Mhm.
look. We'll calm down and have the chat. We were given about 5 seconds to calm down before suddenly we were being approached by armed guards.
I don't think they were being that aggressive, were they? Hmm?
Well, they're just having pleasant dreams now.
Thank you for not hurting them.
I wouldn't hurt them. They didn't do anything to us.
Right. Can you please explain to me what just happened? Because from our perspective, a member of the Flaming Fist, well, 2 members of the Flaming Fist, tried to bring some prisoners here, which I wasn't aware was something that we did. And then, well, you got yourselves into a bit of a mess, didn't you? Well done, by the way. That's not an easy fight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I
for
lost gold on you, would you believe?
Who won all this gold?
Somebody up on the top.
There's
That would
one
tell you the
person
response.
in the back just going,
Exactly.
So he's the one that doesn't have any power that could help.
Yes. I like him.
he was probably made to bet on you by the others
Yeah.
for a quite low
Yeah.
status. I'll probably nick it all later.
That's how it goes. Yeah.
New storyline. Good for that guy.
We will avenge him.
Save Gem.
Okay, so one of the members of the Flaming Fist was me. Just to put that on the table immediately.
I got that far, considering the other 4 have been described by my guards
Good.
as stepping in, and you weren't part of that. But there's a member of the Flaming Fist who's gone missing, and yet there's another person here.
It's just in the interest of honesty. I'm not trying to
Uh-huh.
pull any wool over your eyes. And you see, the person who brought us here was a member of the Flaming Fist. Yes, I'm not going to try and pretend that they weren't, but they were also a member of something else that's, let's say, less palatable than being a member of the Flaming Fist, if that's even possible. And
I was about to say.
Well, if you want to go and have a look at their remains, it's certainly down there with the... What was it?
She looks over the edge. Well, maybe not.
if you remember,
There's a bit of the base of the stairs. There's like
Yeah.
the body's not there
Oh,
anymore.
good.
Yeah.
Catching breaks is just not our thing.
and
She said that loud.
Yes.
we were told to come here to look for something. Now, apparently, this member of the Flaming Fist didn't have the authorization required to get in here, and so forced me to go and get in. And you saw the lie I gave. I was talking about litter picking because I thought that was apparently an appropriate punishment, and it's so evident that litter is not what is down there. But we picked it all the same.
I thought it was a novel idea, a way to kill prisoners, but frankly, it was quite enjoyable to watch. We normally we've used it for similar purposes ourselves, frankly.
Right, I see. Well, what's the survival rate?
Not high.
There you go. So, as we gave you all a wonderfully entertaining show, and I've been pretty honest about exactly what was going on and why we were here, is it alright if you would let us go, Please.
See, I can't fit the pieces together.
Yeah.
My foot's very badly mangled. I need medical attention.
I don't really care that much.
Okay.
I'm trying to understand why people who are wanted for murder turned up at my keep with a member of the Flaming Fist who was also a member of something else to try and pick through. I'm sorry, there's a piece of this puzzle that I'm just not getting. And yes, I know who you are. And yes, the bounty's quite high. Give me a reason not to turn you in.
Because we didn't actually do it.
Don't give a damn.
Of course you don't. No, why would I
Because
even
we
for a
know
second
where
think
a very,
afterwards?
very, very, very worthy painting is.
What?
The triptych.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's
Minor illusion. The triptych.
Painting.
Sorry, yeah.
Yes, you just said it's a painting. I have no idea what that is.
This is what and why this all started. This is a painting that was tried to be stolen from the Ravenshade, from the Ravenshade house. We managed to steal it, but upon stealing it, the cult of the three...
Dead three.
I
call it Dead three. Her eyes
still
looking in utter
came
confusion
after
at
us
the picture.
and tried to acquire it back. They don't have us, and we don't have them. But we know where the painting is.
So this is a robbery gone wrong.
exactly, and even the robbery is not something we've technically committed illegally because we were asked to do it by the person we were stealing from, no less.
I can tell you that this painting is worth more than all of our bounties put together.
Okay. Where is it?
Well, for this you're going to have to basically let us go.
So you're not telling me why you're here, which was what I asked. Instead, you're offering something that you don't have.
We were here looking for the paintings because...
We weren't really looking for the paintings.
Well, no, we weren't really looking for the paintings. That's what we told him. we were
I
here...
thought we were
This
really
is
looking for
definitely
the
working.
paintings.
Yeah.
We were here because the paintings fell into the whirlpool, or so I thought. Apparently they didn't. And we were telling that person, the cult of the Dead Three, the Bane, one of the Bane lot, that this is where they'd ended up. Thinking, I thought, you know, the sewers in this city probably
You're
go
going
to
to
a...
have a little bit of trouble with the cult of the Dead Three. If I know them, they're going to come here and start questioning you, because you know us. And killing us will not help you, because then they will be asking you the same questions. We know where it is. If you keep us alive, then fine. They'll be coming after us. If you kill us, well, to be honest, they'll just try and kill you.
Okay. The cult of the Dead Three are after your
Knowledge.
painting, and they think it's here,
Yes.
but it isn't.
No.
Right. You're going to tell them it's not here.
The problem is...
She pulls out a dagger and just holds it across at Abernathy.
We are going
You're
to...
going to tell them it's not here. Are we clear?
Crystal.
Right. And you're going to wait here until they arrive. I do not want to get caught up in any silly games. I don't care what
They will
you've
kill
done.
all of us. If you let us go, they will keep coming after us and not you.
I don't care.
The person they're going to send isn't really a person at all, if we're being completely frank.
I'm aware of some of the things they can do. I'm aware of some of the creatures that they possess. However, the problem here is that you've got random cultists who are going to turn up here because you've told them something is here that you've just told me isn't here. And I don't care if it's a painting or a sculpture or who gives a damn.
Just tell them we took it and left.
That would explain why the guy didn't come back. We pushed him in there, which is true. And we left with the painting. We are powerful magicians. There was no way you could stop us, etc., and so on.
Okay. Now we're speaking the same language. Let's see. So I'm supposed to just let you go, otherwise the cult will attack us. But if they do turn up, we can tell them that you took it and left.
They're coming after us, so probably best we were somewhere else.
Exactly.
I understand. Sounds great. Except I get nothing out of it.
You've had a nice afternoon. You said it yourself. It was
I
quite
lost
entertaining.
money.
You're not entertained.
Okay.
I mean, it's better if we killed one of you, to prove that we had tried. That's the best option, do you think?
I'd prefer it if you didn't.
No, I'm aware of that. Just for your plan to work, it makes sense that, we tried to assist and we got rid of one of them. Seems a good way of dealing with the problem, doesn't it?
Do you want money?
Yeah! Actually, that would go down quite well.
All right.
What have you got on you?
Just a moment.
How do you find that on this D&D Beyond? There
It's
we
there.
are. Wonderful news.
And let me just check something.
Sure.
It's under equipment.
Yes. Just so everyone knows.
Yes.
Money is equipment.
Mine says currency, and then it just has a grey line.
Yeah,
you
me
have
too.
no money. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You have no money either.
No,
Yeah.
never have.
I have 15.
15 gold.
I could try and do something clever with it.
Oh,
Oh
you
no!
could do
Hang on a
something
moment.
clever with it.
No! Aradine paid me.
Aradine did pay you.
Oh no! I paid Aradine.
I
I promised Aradine some money.
You promised- oh, no, that's right. You
Aradine accepted a discount.
We've gone from plus to complete negative.
You're in debt, basically.
Yes, I do. But okay.
I have-
I
Okay,
say
I
that.
was
Does anyone-
checking you remember?
I sort of. I can't message anyone subtly. That's
No.
going to be very visible.
It is.
I can, however, message you very, very subtly.
It's really
Go,
telepathic.
I have 10. I can give them 5. I don't really want to spend all of our money in case we get into more trouble later.
I'm having this discussion in.
Can I speak back?
It's only my
I didn't-
telepathy. It's no mouth. It's
No one
nothing.
else
It's
can-
literally like
I did-
ding.
Is your
No one else can say anything.
is your telepathy two-way?
Wink.
No.
No.
Blink
You can't
once.
reply.
Yes.
No.
Blink in succession.
Blinkety blink
for
blink.
no.
How
Okay,
many coins you have?
I get my bag of 15 gold, and no, if this goes wrong, but I can't check examining the object. No, I'm not going to cast that.
I think that's a really good idea. I've got to say, man.
Not casting spells.
Not casting spells is a good idea.
I've got this on me, but I've got contacts, and I can probably arrange a fair bit more than this.
You're wanted for trees and you can't arrange shit. How much is in there?
I'll be honest with you, it's 15, but the amount I can arrange for you, because there are other... Yeah, alright.
You're bargaining for your life for 15
I
gold
have
pieces.
these. I'll take off my rings.
They're your spell focus.
Oh,
Yeah, but can I not? I can make a
No.
different. Can I not?
No.
Make a different arcane focus.
You'd have to find another one.
I have to find another one. Oh well, no. Oh, that was going to be a very poignant moment. No.
You chose to make them your spell focus. I'm sorry.
I did. Yeah.
I'm very glad you're not doing that.
I have multiple other rings.
Alright.
Probably not worth the gold.
15 gold's not what you're after. Fair enough. And you don't believe that I can organise more money, which I can, by the way. But you seem to like betting on things.
Oh, go on. Oh, go on. This is amazing.
I'm listening.
Good.
Well, you like betting on things, and you seem to like fun. So why not we stake a wager on it?
On what?
Screw it. My life. You win, you get to kill me. I win, we all get to go free. How about that? You can't. That way, both of what we want is on the table, clear as day.
Fascinating wager. What's the game? I haven't said yes yet. I'm just intrigued.
Yeah.
And then I get my deck of cards.
Playing cards for your life.
Well, what else is there to do?
No way!
Cards for humanity?
Amazing.
It's a tiefling.
Half human?
I can't let you do that. Like,
I
you
was
could always.
Sorry.
If you
We're
let,
all
me,
Spartacus today.
if you let me
Yeah.
take the picture out, this is. And takes his pocket watch off his waistcoat. This is worth quite a lot of money. It's a very.
Takes it, pulls it, chain off your side,
I
snaps.
just need the. I would like to
Oh.
Instantly
insert from
pulls out.
inside.
Huh?
It has been engraved, so it is personalized, but it's still.
That is pretty.
It's a very fine piece.
Looks like one of the whistle pocket ones. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? Thank you. Alright then. On your way.
Can I not?
Do you want your life? I'm being generous here. Another time.
Slightly, stunned, Cohen slowly puts the deck back.
Take Matthew's arm and try and
Go on.
tug.
Go now if they're going to turn up. I will tell the guards to look out for mysterious cultists. I will tell them where you go.
You can use that as proof that you killed one of us.
Even more interesting. I'm not going to lie to them, I know better than that.
Hang on a second. Right. Takes off the waistcoat, rips half of it, and throws the other half into the gloop.
I mean, it's a long way down.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's covered as well. Anything else?
Alright.
Obviously, if Yorick making that face, it would be because then they can say that I fell into the gloop
They're
as well.
still going to
they
lie.
I'm not going to lie.
I'm going to take back the bit of half the waistcoat and start to mend it for you. 'Cause it doesn't matter, it's still going to be a lie.
Isn't it all the way down?
I'm not going to tell them.
Anyway,
I'm not going to tell them that you fell in, alright? I'm going to tell them that you were here, that you got what you came for, and that you left. And frankly,
well,
I will tell them which direction you leave in, because I don't want to be involved in this. Do you understand?
Understood.
Right, okay.
And thank you for your gift.
Perfect. Sounds like we're done then. Thank you. Bye.
start to move.
Yeah. I'll
Do you want to leave?
Yes.
Can we leave stealthily, hugging the wall so they can't see which direction we're leaving in?
Let's just
As
go.
you-
Let's give them a
Things
direction.
to see.
As you step towards the way out and step out back into Baldur's Gate, a city that also wasn't particularly helpful.
What time is it?
At this point in time, it is sort of mid-morning.
What were you hoping for?
As you step
Cover
out
of darkness.
into the city streets, there is a sort of a courtyard before you step into it. We're going to take our break there.
Oh my god.
Yay!
I'm alive!
I didn't come here. Okay. I didn't come here. Okay.
See you all in about 5 minutes.
Hooray!
And welcome back. Well, so the 5 of you have just left the sewer keep in the Sea Tower district. I'm going to remind you that 4 of you have cloaks you can pull up and over to disguise yourselves.
Covered in sewage.
No.
Prestidigitated.
Clean everyone.
All
Yep,
cleaned.
Okay, thank you.
It hurt, but
Viorica, you are now walking with a pronounced limp
yes,
until that foot is dealt with.
I'm not making a fuss.
You do not have a disguise of any kind.
No.
As you step out of the sewer keep, there's a sort of courtyard, and there are guards there, and some of the sewer keepers, that's what the gang are called that live after the sewer keep, have sort of watched you leave and are keeping quite a beady eye basically on the courtyard and the guards in front, because they are fully expecting the cult to turn up because of what you've told them. But you are free to go. Is there anything you'd like to do before you step into the city proper?
I will use disguise self
Mhm.
to generate myself a cloak that that matches the vibe, I guess.
Okay, that's fine.
Matches the vibe, yes.
What are you going to do?
What am I going to do?
No, what are you? What are,
Oh right, I was like, I thought I just said. Yeah.
What are we going to do?
where are you going to go? I will remind you from
Yes.
backstory stuff we
Yeah.
spoke about that 2 of you do know about somewhere nearby you might be able to go that might even be safe.
Let's go to the Hissing Stones.
Do you say that out loud with the rest of the people who are here who tell the cult where you're going to go?
No, we've gone. We're here.
Yeah,
We
we're out-
need-
You say,
we
you
need
say it quietly. You
we
can
need
say
to
it
walk
quietly.
Say it
around.
quietly.
We need to walk around some streets a little while so they don't know which direction we've gone in. That's very important.
Let's throw them off the scent.
It's a good idea.
Just go somewhere.
We are going to go there. I could really use a wash.
Why is that the priority?
Because I stink. We all stink.
Not really.
You've
think
been-
we're just
I
next to that
cleaned
still stinks
everyone.
from here, so
Fair enough. All right.
Okay, we need to hide. We need to hide somewhere. We can take shelter somewhere. Come on, where do we go?
What Viorica said, the hissing stones, it was actually a good suggestion.
Thank you.
Well, do you want to take us there then?
Yes.
What is it? Where is it? Is it safe?
It's a swimming baths, and the lady is known for her discretion.
Yes, yes, that's right.
Thank God for that. The lady is known for her discretion.
Okay.
How quickly can we get there?
It
I
is
don't know, my
relatively
foot
nearby,
really
but
hurts.
if you're walking around, trying
A long
to,
way.
if you're sort of walking around a bit and making sure you cover your tracks, you can probably get there in about 10 minutes.
Not far.
Okay. Stealthily then?
As you step outside of the with the guards on either side watching you go, can you please make me a stealth check? This isn't, again, not to hide, it's to be unobtrusive as last time. Everyone, please.
breath is guidance against them.
The limp has improved me.
The blessing's gone, right?
The bless
A
is
minute.
Wait.
the bless is gone, and he can't use it for this anymore.
Okay.
Saving throws. This is
Shit done.
15.
15,
22.
22,
18.
18.
Natural 20 and whatever that else.
What's your stealth modifier?
Lots.
Because I'm doing an average.
Okay. 23 in total then.
Thank you.
9.
Okay. You step out, and because of your limp now, with this quite ragged robe over you, you are really portraying quite well this sort of like ascetic monk. Like you're stepping forward and limping slightly. People do a slightly wider berth because you're very clearly a group to. Something about you says like religious procession or something like that. Exactly. And you are making your way around, and you walk out into the city. People generally avoid you and they're not raising much suspicion. As you walk, do you sort of circuitously take people to the Hissing Stones? So sort of double back a couple of blocks, move around a bit.
Exactly.
Looking behind you, you do see that some of the guards from the sewer keep are watching you. So you very quickly move people out of sight and then double back, move around. You are being very cautious here.
Make sure they're not following us. No one follows us.
A roll perception check for me.
13.
That's correct. Looking behind you, you do see a figure follow you for about a block. As you start doubling back and moving around, your unobtrusive stealth checks were quite high as a group. You managed to lose them in various back alleys. and you can make your way to the Hissing Stones, and you know the way there. The 5 of you approach. It's a very large building, built in the Chisentan style, which is sort of Greco-Roman, and it's marbled columns and archways. It is a refined establishment. It is very much like the best bathhouse in the city. What you two are also fully aware of is it is also the headquarters of one of the guild gangs, but it's unofficial. The lady who runs this building, Marilyn, is famous, same thing, is famous for looking the other way, is famous for not using the considerable power and influence she has running one of the biggest bathhouses and, as you're fully aware, unlicensed brothels in the city. She isn't at the door as you walk up. There are just attendants at the door, but it is an open space, people moving in and out free, and you can easily, all 5 of you, step inside. The 2 of you, you've probably heard of it and gone, well, I've never been there. Like, it would be the kind of thing a married person might not go to if you're in a monogamous relationship, which I'm assuming yours is. We haven't talked about this, but yes. You've probably never really, not really your sort of thing. You've probably been in. So the 5 of you, as you make your way in, an attendant steps up and says, "Hello, welcome to Hissing Stones. Are you new to the establishment?"
I've been here before. He comes forward and tries to do all of his old flamboyant, and it doesn't really work. But
Are you doing that as you?
yes,
Oh,
I know.
Okay. You step forward as you and do that, and the person looks at you and could you please step into a and gestures to a side room, and you've never had this experience but you've seen it before. If someone steps in who are worried should that person be here, is very much a
Okay, yes.
and you are ushered into a side room.
Given how cold everything went when I did do that, did I do something wrong?
are we all shuffled in there?
You're all shuffled in. You're now in a side room. She has pushed you into this side room, politely closed the door, and you're now in this sort of ante-chamber. It's just a waiting room.
Yes.
There's no one else in here.
Can I just check if the door is open?
We're wanted for murder.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
We should
In
go.
here is the most discreet place I could think. If they knew that we were
Getting in was the first bit.
We should go.
We should have spoken to Marilyn, but they've seen us
They're
now.
we should run away. What are we still doing here?
All right. Let's go then.
Running away would cause more fuss.
The door opens, and as you step towards the door opens, and stepping in is Marilyn. You two know Marilyn for various different reasons, so we'll cover that. But you 3 you've never met her before. So she's a moon elf, so slightly sort of more radiant bluish complexion almost. She steps inside. As she steps forward and closes the door, she steps forward and grasps both hands and goes, "Viorica."
Yes.
Well, this is unexpected.
We're very, very glad to see you and to have your favour. Apparently, I shouldn't have said that it was us.
Well, there's an interesting company you're keeping these days. Cohen.
Hello.
It has been a while.
Hasn't it just a pleasure to see you again, Marilyn? You keeping well?
You don't look like Cohen.
Yes.
I've generated a cloak.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Viorica and Cohen as well, you understand the rules of my establishment.
Obviously.
I appreciate the situation that you find yourselves in, but do you need somewhere to take a moment's respite?
If possible.
That
Please.
I can offer, but I can't harbour fugitives from the law forever.
No.
You understand?
No. Yes.
Of course.
I'm very happy to give some space.
Yes, that is all we need.
Very well.
Thank you.
You know the rules of the house, both of you. If you could share those with your compatriots, and I can offer you a private room.
Please.
I will need the room to be vacated by the end of the day, ideally, and
Yes.
as always, I don't know that you're here.
Thank you. You
Thank
are
you very much.
very good to us.
Understood. Well, through that door when you're ready, it leads down the. You know before you've been in private rooms here before,
Yes,
so-
yes.
as have you for different reasons. It's just a corridor with private rooms set off. They're all bathrooms. Rooms with baths, not bathrooms.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll describe those when we get there. She turns and steps out the door. And as you can see her stepping out the door, she is gesturing to the person who brought you in. Her discretion extends to her staff as well.
Yes. Okay. Now, as far as I remember, we basically got to not completely disrobe, but get ourselves into a robe. And the idea is that there should be no concealed anything.
The rules of hissing stones are as follows. Clients are not allowed to bear any weapons within. Clients are only allowed to wear the house's own complimentary silk robes, and no violence of any kind is permitted inside, otherwise you are instantly expelled. This is a place where private deals and backroom negotiations can happen because of this, and it is strictly upheld. There are lockers you can place items within. There are these silk robes you're allowed to put on, but it is very much a leave your things outside. This is not a space for anything of that sort.
Let us perhaps all get changed into something more becoming and find ourselves a private room. Maybe not one of yours.
What do you take me for?
Oh, I know exactly what... Anyway. Shall we go in? And
Let's.
I start to get changed.
Same.
Yeah, likewise.
And look around to see if there's like a corner or a bit I can hide behind while I change, or just,
There are modesty screens if you want to use them. That's totally fine.
right, I'll
Making sure I'm not getting naked in front of my boss. That's
Yes, yeah.
top priority.
There are modesty screens if you want. Yes, of course.
Might not be my boss anymore, but well.
In these silk robes, and they're very beautiful, but they are also, bathhouse robes. You, as you step through this, there are various doors off to one side, and an attendant is standing by a door, holding it open, and just gestures politely for you to step inside.
Thank you kindly.
Thank you.
Lead in.
The room has stone seats around the edge of it, a sunken bath in the centre. The water is heated and bubbling away nicely. This is just a room to relax and sit in and have a breather, if you will, and you have a moment to sit.
The oracle immediately gets into the bath with a number of noises of delight.
Pain, presumably.
But it's mixed.
Let me just take the robe off as well.
Indeed.
Right.
I too will get into the bath.
Yeah, Cohen does the same.
Go sit in a corner against a wall.
Now,
I sit on the edge, so with my robe on, so just my feet are in the bath.
sweet.
Okay.
This feels like civilization. This feels so much better. Now, what are we going to do?
We need to get. I need to get home. I'm
Yes.
sick of this. I need to get.
Yes.
You can't.
I need to get. Like, they know who I am.
None
they
of
know
us can
who
go
I am,
home.
then they know who Myrtle is.
None
and
of us can go home.
I can't go anywhere else without Myrtle, can I?
No, we must go and find Myrtle.
You're going to drag her into this.
She's already in it. They
Yes.
know who I am.
They
Exactly.
will have been to all of our places by now.
Oh God.
Going back there will change nothing.
You think they've already
No.
been there?
Well,
And
just to look,
my fiance.
just to look for us, and then we weren't there, so it's fine. But they might be watching to make sure we don't come back. So we better not go back.
You do that. You do that talking in your head thing.
I can only
can you
do it
reach
when I
them
see
from-
somebody.
So how can we know that they're all right?
I don't. I'm focusing on not losing my mind.
We got.
Abernathy, we will find Myrtle. But if we're just putting her in more danger by going to find her, then there's no good that we're doing. If we can find out where she is, that will of course be our first priority, but we can't put her in more danger.
No, I don't want to do that, but I don't.
If we get out,
We have to fix everything first.
How can we fix everything?
Wait.
Good, that's
It's
why
not
we're stuck
fixable.
here.
Wait, okay, so, rather than disagreeing about what we can't do, let's figure out what we can. Can we get the paintings back?
we don't want the paintings back.
I don't
Fine.
even know where they are.
Fine. So is that a plus or is it a minus?
We don't care about the paintings. If we-
Fine, okay. So that rules out that then.
Realistically, I see we have two options. We all decide to permanently leave Waterdeep.
You're not in Waterdeep.
Not Waterdeep. We are currently
Done.
Way ahead of you.
Never been, never gonna.
It was the bath in water. Got confused.
It is very deep.
Sorry. It's been a long day. We are permanently.
Oh wait, is this a short rest?
I will allow that you will be allowed to stay here for the duration of a long rest, by which point when you
Okay.
leave here you will have all
Okay,
rested.
cool. Okay, cool.
We either permanently leave Baldur's Gate and run away from the law, which is not particularly appealing, or we try and get our names cleared, but those are the only two long-term solutions I can see to the situation.
We're leaving. We're getting out of the city. If we get to Rivington, we can get transport away.
To where?
Well, there's this nice island that I've heard about that's supposed to be really good. We could go live there and start new lives.
I'm not leaving.
Well, you can't have to.
I can't leave without Myrtle.
Well,
'Cause if I leave without Myrtle, then I'm going to have to get her to follow on. And if she follows on, they're going to be watching her.
Exactly the same for me.
We'll get them, but like if we can get to Rivington, then you know maybe Lakshmana can help if he's not already.
But isn't
really
he the
pissed
one who
off.
wanted the paintings?
Well, yeah, but
So we're just going to be turning up without the paintings.
We know where the paintings are.
I thought you said we couldn't get them.
Well,
Don't-
they're somewhere in the astral plane.
paintings are not
Astral sea.
paintings. He won't look if he's not pissed off at the fact that you gave his name to the fist. Then he might help us out anyway. Okay.
All right, but will he help us leave?
Well, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Has anyone got any better ideas?
Can I do some sort of roll to try and assess if there's like any way that clearing one's name is a possibility here?
Definitely.
I would assume it's a no, but I don't know.
Well,
Or I could just get a no.
Okay, it's
No, it's a
slightly.
no.
Wait, hang on. Would you like me to remind you of what's...
Can I remind him?
Of course.
Look, if we weren't killers before, we are now.
That's true.
Okay.
That's very true.
Whoever broke us out of that jail, we were complicit in that, and 2 guards died. That is on you. That's us now. Okay, we're murderers. That's happened.
Yeah, fair play.
We
So,
gotta go.
So what? We're saying that Lakshmana
Maybe
is our point of contact?
it's out. It's far enough out of the. Well, we need to get out of Baldur's Gate first of all. I mean, we could just walk, but he's got ships and things that he works with. We can get away properly.
Is he going to arrest us in the same way that everyone else seems to have? I don't know.
He's not going
is
to
the problem.
arrest us. No, he's not going to arrest us. You did really kind of drop him in it. So let's see how that goes. But he might want something. I don't know.
We haven't got
Well,
anything. I've
Well,
given away the only thing I have of any value.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
why did you do that?
Because he didn't want you to die.
I had the situation covered. None of you were at any risk.
Oh, you
Why
did then, but you didn't before, did you? By the way, leaving and coming back doesn't make you a hero,
he
but
saved us all.
it doesn't make him a coward either.
Combe was there, like helping Viorica and stuff. Remember?
He left first.
He didn't leave. He was invisible.
Look, I'm sorry. There, I said it.
You don't have
What are
anything
you
to
sorry
apologise
for?
For leaving you back there. You saved my life, and there was no need for you to do that. You could have just left me and gotten yourself out of there. It wouldn't have exactly been hard. It's what I'd have done, and that's what I thought I'd have done. I don't know.
You
Anyway,
didn't leave when you had the chance. So why should any of us leave when I'm not going to leave you behind? I mean, Myrtle wouldn't want me to keep hold of that at the cost of your life.
well, thank you. I'm not used to that. So thank you.
That's okay.
And I'll help you all as best as I can to get us out of this mess.
That's very kind.
You always help us.
But at the moment, no one really can help us. Surely that's the problem. All right. I have nothing. My family, well, my only remaining family member who cared anything about me is dead. The house that I used to live in seems to have been burnt to the ground. Therefore I am at all and any of your mercies. I will help out in any way I can. I've never been much use in my life. I tried to take on some more responsibility, and now look what's happened. Therefore, please, rather than try to put any blame on anybody, what are we going to do? I don't want to leave Baldur's Gate any more than anybody else does, but at the same time, if that is the only option that we have, we need to look at it.
Is there any way you could persuade your siblings to drop the charges, to change any of that?
They were trying to kill me. They would have killed me. I think at the drop of a hat. If they thought it would get them any closer. Also, look at what we've just done. We've just killed somebody who was a major part of whatever it is that they're involved in. 2 of them, in fact, if you count whatever happened to the other one. They've always hated...
Is there any way that you could get them to tell the truth?
Me? I'm a ward of their family. They want me dead. I am what you might call a loose end at the moment. There's nothing I can do to persuade them. There never was in the first place. I really would like to relieve them of their bodies, their property, and everything. But again, I'm a ward. I don't think I'd ever get anything.
I know people all over the place, but the amount of money on our heads is ridiculous. And if I'm honest, if I was in the other shoes,
yes,
I'd probably turn me in too.
Agreed.
So I can't really guarantee that anyone that I know is truly trustworthy under the circumstances we're under. And there's no way that my family's going to help out, so...
Right, so we can't go to the patriarchs, and we can't go to our friends, and we can't go to our families.
My sister will help us out.
Your sister?
Yeah. I mean, she can't help out any more than anyone else, but she will, because she's not going to just turn us in for money. Like, I don't know what it's like where you people are from.
Where does your sister live?
I wish I had your family.
I mean, she's not that great. She's a bit of a smart-ass, but I want to get to Rivington.
I will follow you to Rivington.
Sounds like the best plan we've got.
How do we get to Rivington?
Getting out of the city is the first task either way.
Yes, but how do we get to Rivington?
Is Cliffgate a bust?
Cliffgate? I mean, I don't know whether Kara's working on there anymore.
Again, we
There's
surely
been
don't
quite
want
a
to...
few shifts, probably, since the time that she told me she was working there. It would probably be a D100 roll to see if she was still there.
Can I just double check, DM, that there are no other gates outside on the west of the city?
Yeah, the north ones are the
For
only
the purposes
To
of
east and
viewers who may
north.
not have a map of Baldur's Gate to hand.
Shall I my map?
No, that's fine.
It's beautiful.
It's stunning.
Imagine Baldur's Gate as a city around a bay, and that bay is a dock. There is also a road that curves around to the northwest around a hill, and that then crosses over. It's not helpful, shall I? That then crosses over the river again, further down.
I am the map.
You were the plant, and now you're the map. Well done.
Rivington,
I'm a
which
bad
is where the Issakan market is, which is where you're suggesting going, is the furthest most city point from here that you could possibly try and reach. However, the river does offer a beeline all the way down to it, not trying to get out of the city by any of the gates. There are no gates on the
West side.
on the west side of the city. Yes, that's correct. Unless you go through the upper city, which
No.
probably isn't a great idea right now for any of you.
Not really.
So it's just the river. The river.
You could try the river. You could try one of the other main gates. There are, as most of you are aware, like it's not exactly like the wall is. Like there are ways in and out. There are other ways that the people you know might be aware of if you think you can trust them.
What's the lady of this house called?
Marilyn.
Would she have any ways through here? She seems like she might have a very well placed tunnel of some sort, potentially.
She will probably allow us to be here. I don't know whether she'll facilitate our getting out.
I mean, to be fair, she wants us gone anyway.
She doesn't have to take us here for much longer. She could point us to a way of leaving.
From your experience, those of you that know Marilyn, she doesn't tend to offer assistance. It's if you need somewhere to lay low.
Sanctuary rather than a...
Sanctuary.
It's just an idea.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea, but... unfortunately. Right. Okay.
But we were planning to go through the sewers at one point. Is that still out of the question?
No.
The cult is still down there.
We don't know that for sure. The cults are also up here.
We also know that they are at least not official and that they want our blood. So at least if we meet any of them, we'll know exactly what we're up against.
Point of clarification.
Yeah.
Some of the cults want your blood. Some of them want something they think you have. That no one that you have encountered is going to dissuade them from the idea that you do have.
Has all this stuff about the astral sea actually been said out loud amongst the group at any point?
It is not. No.
Okay, then he still doesn't know that.
No.
Right.
No one's really brought that bit up yet, so it'd be random to kind of say it now.
No, that's fine. I'm just that's not me.
If you're looking for another possible solution of finding the paintings, you could bring it up.
Yeah. So hang on a moment. The paintings were supposed to be in that place that we just went to, though, weren't they? That's where they actually were, right?
No.
They got destroyed.
So I'm going to do this the rest in my head, because even though I know that this is apparently a safe place, Lilith does not trust this place necessarily. Nor does Anna trust Chris. Ever.
Wow.
Oh well. When you DM this much, yes.
Yes.
And I will, again, WhatsApp group the rest. And be like, well, you see, it was held within something called a bag of holding. Now that's a magical item that you see got torn to shreds.
Shreds, you say.
With some magical missiles that I managed to send that way. Now, I'm enjoying the hype man of Viorica. Once that hit.
Sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It tore it, and therefore went in upon itself and managed to deliver the painting to the astral sea.
Roll me an Arcana or religion check.
It's a -1 either way. Oh no, it's a 0 overall. 4.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds like a good place to drink.
So if we can't get it back from there...
Well, hang on a moment. What is that?
Chris, do I need to roll an Arcana check?
No.
Okay, I'm a magician. A wizard.
Yeah.
Where's that pub located?
Not on this plane.
Right. Oh.
Suddenly all the pieces that have been saying not on this plane lock together a little bit for you.
Right. Oh, great.
Didn't you say that if they got the paintings, it'd be like well bad?
Yes.
But it would still be useful to us to try and clear our names.
No, that's just not going to happen though, is it?
They would be great for us to have them, and terrible if the cults had them.
Why do we want them? I do not want the cursed paintings.
Well, at first it would be very useful to have gotten them back. Now I don't think they're necessarily that useful for us.
Might
If
help
we're
with
not-
your
they
contact.
That's true.
If they're still worth that much money, then it would allow us to start new lives somewhere else.
They're on another plane, so I feel like this conversation is slightly irrelevant.
I think if we can get to another plane, then a lot of our other problems would go away.
Well, everyone's been talking like it might actually be possible.
Let's go to a plane, get the thing, and come back to the really shit place.
I have no idea how this works. Can we go to... you're a wizard.
Yes, but I'm unfortunately not quite there yet.
Right, I see. Well, then, I suppose we're not
Plane
getting...
shift to level 7 spell.
Yeah, I'm not quite there yet.
I suppose we're not getting the paintings then, are we?
No.
But
Which is
What if
good.
we tried to make a copy?
We would
I
have
love
to
this.
enchant them with the same kind of thing. They will not be easily fooled.
Well, no, I didn't think that, but maybe if they found some somewhere, we don't even have to be there. It might call them off for a little bit.
Exactly.
Right.
That's a fantastic
A
idea.
forgery?
Yes.
Wouldn't the amount of time that we'd need to spend making a fake painting be longer than the amount of time they'd be fooled by it?
Potentially.
well, hang on a moment. Who are we trying to fool with it?
Scary cult people.
I
Well,
was thinking of them, yes.
Well, if it's...
we could
if
use them to get lots of money and
if it's-
leave.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
If it's main lady number 1, she'll know within an instant.
Yes.
All right. What if we put them somewhere else?
Where?
What if we put them on display?
In the burnt out raven shade?
Oh no, they're not the only gallery there, are they?
In the cold well.
I was trying to think of a name. What if we...
Fuck
Where-
that family so
where-
good.
First it was the rats.
Oh.
What if we snuck
Oh.
into the Caldwell's
Caldwell's house.
gallery?
How are we going
And
to
planted
get
the
to the
paintings
upper...
there.
I think
The
this has the stench of
upper
genius
city.
about it. I love this idea. Sorry, that's totally out of
the
character.
inner
I'm not
city.
saying that as the oracle
I
at all.
mean,
I'm grasping at straws here. I don't really
We are
know
going
what...
to have to go and get Lakshman. No, that
Let's-
is our best one.
You know what I think we should do? I think we should steal a boat and go.
And become pirates.
Get
I
out.
quite like that
My
plan.
parents were pirates. Sounds fun. Let's do that.
Great, could we just go and get my fiancé and his wife first?
I definitely need to do that. I'm not leaving her here. Not if she's in
I won't
danger.
leave
We
mine.
need to get out. We've got to get out first, and then send for them. We can't go wandering around trying to get them.
And where are we sailing to?
Down river, and then to sea with our stolen boat. We definitely know how to boat.
Quick general
You'll
question.
need a crew of roughly 50 to 25, 50 people to crew a seaworthy vessel.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, where you're from, this island you're talking about, is months away.
Yep, we're gonna go. Yeah, exactly.
And eat pineapples would be great.
If we're wanted in Baldur's Gate, how realistic is just upping and moving to another city actually going to let us solve that problem?
Our country, it'll be fine.
Well, I'm asking how fast news travels in this world.
Do we have an extradition treaty?
I do have expeditions retreat.
Totally the same
Not
thing.
the same as one.
Totally the same thing.
I'm not saying
No, okay.
that all of the cities are going to work with each other to track down criminals from one city into another. That would be crazy. In situations like this, also in this historical time period that this is based on, bounty hunters are a thing.
Oh yeah.
Gonna run far away.
You couldn't run far enough.
No.
Oh,
Okay,
what?
good.
If you have murdered a
running
patriarch,
there.
you don't know what the cut price on your head is, but it's too high, so just run away from your problems forever.
Really think we should just run away from our problems forever.
This is a very, very, very thin straw. Do any of you to know that in this establishment, if someone can use the spell of sending, is
Chris, I have no idea.
Of course, can.
Oh, cool.
There'll probably
is there
be
someone in this
someone.
establishment?
Oh, is there someone who can cast sending for you?
Yes.
No. If you cast sending to this establishment, then to people, they can. It's like, oh, in this building, I can't get sendings. No.
This is the stealth house.
There's no Wi-Fi here.
lovely
Bye.
decor, terrible Wi-Fi. No, if someone wants to cast sending on you, they could reach you if you were here.
Mm-hmm.
If you can cast sending, that's a different question.
So,
No.
just to think it through one more time.
3.
Option 1 we clear our names. No. Option 2, we get the paintings. Oh, wait. If we could do that, we just leave. Option 3, run away from our problems, except let's be realistic here. The amount of money on our heads, people are just going to keep chasing us. So that actually leaves...
Option 4, art heist in reverse.
Well, that's quite what I was going to say.
Framed gate boulders.
Reframed.
I mean, I can spin the... I can spin
This
that
time it's
family
linen.
quite a story about a bindle. I'm sure I could spin them quite a story about the triptych or some such, or at least something worthy of gathering attention from people. Except, can any of you lot disguise yourselves the way that I can?
No.
No, presumed not. I don't know why I asked.
As soon as we get out of here, we're out on the streets looking like ourselves, and everyone's trying to kill us.
I think we have to go to Rivington.
How are we going to get there?
Steal a boat.
You could steal a riverboat and
dinghy.
go upriver to Rivington. That is a thing you can. Rivington is on the river
It was
further up.
downriver. Oh no, it's the
It's
wrong direction.
upriver. Downriver would
Oh.
take you to the sea.
Yeah, I thought it was on the way.
We're
No.
not going to the
Okay,
sea.
fine.
No, if we're going to any sea, it's the astral sea.
Good luck getting to the astral sea. I mean, also, to be very fair,
Yeah, be fair.
you are aware of powerful magicians who could send you to the astral sea if you wanted to go there.
Oh, wow.
I'm aware of powerful magicians that could... My fiancé?
Oh, God, no.
Oh. I really wanted it to be
Someone
that badass.
No, but
She's lovely.
you're not aware of a specific wizard. Wizards can do this, and there are powerful wizards in Baldur's Gate.
Would I know them?
Personally?
You know of them.
Yeah.
You'd know of them. You wouldn't know them personally.
I know of wizards that have the magics that might be able to get us to the astral sea.
So our options are the sea or the astral sea. Great. Well, if these wizards can get us to the astral sea, can they get us anywhere else better than that? What is the... Is it water?
No.
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 Can you
It's
live
more
there?
like a large expanse, right? It's...
It is a large, open expanse between planes of existence.
Can we
I
move?
say-
It is bigger than...
Anything.
They were thrown at random.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Trying to find the things within the astral sea would be like trying to find a needle in a haystack whilst trying to throw a bee that was moving backwards through time
Yeah.
at the needle.
You lost me you lost me after haystack.
He's trying to find a needle in a four-dimensional haystack.
All right,
I
so
thought mine was way better.
we're back on.
It was funny. Let the be one.
So we know people, but we're not going to succeed at that.
No.
I don't understand
Right.
why you want paintings unless it's to give it to the people who are trying to kill us and
I'm-
say, here you go, don't kill us.
I mean,
The list says we shouldn't do this, right?
money is power, isn't it? Around this place.
We don't have any money.
It does have my
We
blood
don't have
in
any
it.
power.
Oh, yeah.
It does have your blood in it.
Does that help?
Yes. For
Does it?
locate.
I
It's
have
within
I
a
already-
mile,
I already
Ed.
have
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That was more a speech of worry than it was
Oh.
find it.
Also something you should probably be worried about, yeah?
Oh.
Yes, no, it's just hit Lilith. Yes, no, it's got my blood.
What can it do with your blood?
I don't know.
People might be able
Right.
to track it. Actually, I didn't know that.
Don't think they'll be able to track it. I think it's probably got a lot of people's blood in it. I think that
That
the
doesn't really
paintings
make it
themselves
any
were
easier.
probably made from that.
There you
Well,
go.
gross.
There's an idea. Holy crap.
Super gross.
So,
I think people have died for the painting, but I don't think people have died for the painting. I think they've died for the painting.
You just said die for the painting a lot.
Do you know what I mean? I don't think
I
people
knew
have
what
died
you
to
meant.
get the painting. I think people have
They've
died
died
to make
to make the painting.
I think they've done both now.
Right. Again, I mean,
It changes nothing, I understand.
you've got to say
if
for
these,
the painting a lot.
if these things are in the astral plane, astral sea, whatever this place, in the haystack, and you know people that can find the haystack but not the needle, and nobody can find the needle, then what is there to say that they can't find the needle either, and these things are out of everybody's hair permanently?
Which is good.
Yes.
Yes.
So the current situation, good for
Hopefully not the end of the
other
world.
people. Yeah, good.
Mm-hmm.
Still not
We're
good for
really
us.
just heroes.
Yeah.
Abernathy, when you were thinking about forging the paintings, you did start to envision how that would work, and the thought of how you might be able to do it came quite easily to you. Almost like it was divinely inspired. I know who your god is. A thought also crossed your mind while you were thinking of that, and you don't know where that thought came from because it wasn't yours. But a thought crossed your mind while you were thinking about that of, there was a specific painter who made these paintings whose effects were also on display during the heist.
Dropping that.
What? We were going to take it and we didn't. And
Yeah.
We all thought it was going to be really key that we got Kindle's paintbrush, and we didn't.
Kindle,
Would
the
have been a
artist.
useful thing, yeah.
And we also meant to get, was it Kindle's paintbrush or something?
Wow.
Cats!
Where did that come from?
No, this isn't the DM going, hey, here's a DM thought. Steve legitimately has a god that is all about creativity and inspiration.
Oh, lovely.
It's a helpful god.
Ed, did you actually say that to the
Yes, I did.
Okay, you
And
did.
Are
I
we
think
going
if we
back
got
to
that
get a
in-
paintbrush?
Well, no, he has... Wait,
I mean, that might...
it was an artifact, was it? Not a magical artifact.
Yes.
Was
It
it?
was used by the painter himself. If the actual pictures have any kind of magical property, then maybe the paintbrush had something to do with that.
Getting a paintbrush now?
But aren't the paintings literally painted out of dead people? So that sounds like a pretty
I wasn't dead.
Let's
dodgy
not-
paintbrush.
Let's not paint any evil paintings with a cursed paintbrush.
I
That
just
sounds
thought it
bad.
would maybe help me figure out how I could...
All right,
Exactly.
so we're
Better
going.
young-
So say we do this. Say we're going back. Say we're going back to the Raven Shade. How are we getting in there?
Hello.
And surely,
What?
and hasn't everything already?
I don't think he should go back there at any point,
Everything.
ever.
I mean, I can locate objects, yes, but at this point, I don't think they're even there. And if it has, then I hope it's not burnt with it, or been taken and confiscated, and now evidence for something.
It at least gives us a target. We have nothing else, otherwise we just run.
I can try and locate object now.
It's been a mile.
Well, give it a... What's
Let's
on
do it as a
Charlie's
ritual.
map? Yeah.
Can't I?
I don't know.
Let's find
I
out.
do not know.
What they will be expecting us to do...
No, I've not got it up right now. Damn.
What?
Is it in your
You wanted a
spell?
map? Have a
It
map.
is in my spellbook, yeah.
Here's
And you
my
can't
map.
see it.
Well, how big's a
Don't use
mile?
the goddamn
And I
map.
can't see it.
Because it's not original.
Well,
Ah.
It's a long way.
if we want to move around the city freely,
Bum.
we've all got these prisoner hoods. Well, you four have prisoner hoods, and I can look like a guard.
Yes.
Unless we get stopped.
I mean, we were seen walking out from the Tower of Poop
yeah.
Tower of
in
Poop.
the same kind of...
Sewer. Keep.
No, Tower of Poop from now on,
So
definitely.
keep, please.
Also, the flaming fists are everywhere, and just takes someone to be like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And then we're done.
And
But-
we do look particularly suspicious, kind of walking around in big
You
cloaks
do,
all the
yeah.
time.
It's too long for you. It's dragging on the floor.
I mean, if there's anything I
Tried to
can,
take it up, did I?
if there's anything I can achieve by myself, I can travel around fairly inconspicuously.
Where do we stay?
Well, we can't
I
stay here.
feel like if we are going to go back to Ravenshade, could I come with you?
If you
I
want
just want to see.
I
want
would
to see
need
what's
to
happened.
if we're getting this paintbrush, this godforsaken paintbrush, then I need to come with you.
Yes,
Why are we getting a paintbrush again?
I don't know. Apparently, you can do something divine.
it means
I
that
just thought,
we can create a fake that would actually be worthy of the name.
And then
hopefully not too worthy of the name, though. We don't want to be actually working, do we?
Well, no, but if we're going to fool anyone and actually be able to get out of here, if the painting turns up again, then the focus will turn to that and not onto us. That is the reason why everyone is looking for us, because they believe that we have the paintings, or at least have knowledge of where they are.
if we don't actually want the magic to work, then do we need the magic paintbrush?
Maybe it can do other magic?
We're not.
I don't know.
That was a guess. That was a lucky guess. An unlucky guess.
To be honest,
Do you
if I was just to try and do it on my own, I'm not sure I have the skill. I can restore, I can paint miniatures, but really even then, the miniatures are only keep them going because it's nice to work with Myrtle.
They're very good.
They're okay. They're reasonably good representations of the people.
Yeah, they look
That's
they
really
look like the people that they're on.
I've never had
That is good.
I've never had that artistic spark before. There's only really one muse I've had where I've been able to paint her rather well, and well, that one isn't. The latest one isn't in my possession anymore. It was in the pocket watch. But it's okay. I mean, that was only. It's only a few months till I was due to paint the next one. You see, it's kind of a anniversary tradition. You see.
Please, let's get that paintbrush.
We're not. It's a long way. Is there anywhere? We're not far from Bloomridge. Is there anywhere else in Bloomridge we could go and stay and get better outfits, get different disguises? Like
Yes.
I mean, I could talk to somebody in Bloomridge, but
Like it won't like dob us in.
I don't frankly know what they do in that situation. They're a funny one.
Hang on. If we go to see Lakshmana, and if he are angry at us, we can tell him we can get the paintbrush. But we need his help to get the paintbrush. Then we get the paintbrush, we make the forgery to help with the next stage of this plan that isn't coming to my head, but I'm sure it'd be helpful.
Well, if we can give him...
And then we go from there. Right?
One
thing at a time. Then we clear our names and we go back to our lives and never see each other again.
Yes. The paintings are as good as destroyed, yes?
Basically disappeared.
So, whatever forgery we make would be as good as the paintings. Because, apart from whatever it is that the Cult of the Dead Three want to do with them, provided they look the same, no one ever need know.
Does that make everyone feel slightly better?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Good.
It's a start, isn't it?
It's the best we've got.
Right, now, back to how we get to bloody Rivington. Are we getting a boat?
It's the quickest way.
Yes?
Yes.
A riverboat.
Unless you want to.
Chris, do riverboats go up and down quickly? Like normally, a lot. Is it a weird thing to see?
Can we get an Uber?
There are boats that travel up and down the river from the docks to Rivington. Rivington is a dodgy neighbourhood, so quite a lot of the river boats would say they were leaving the docks to go upriver all the way to, say, Elturel, which is a city further up, although you've not heard any news from there in months.
Oh, good.
Throw that in there.
Oh, yeah, the city's in turmoil. We've discussed this beforehand, it's fine.
There's a duke missing, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's two dukes missing.
Yes.
Dukes
of Hazzard.
For Tower of Poop.
Sewer keep. Bun.
Sewer keep.
Tower of Poop.
Can't wait to watch that back.
We've had Gang Posse, we will now have the Tower of Poop. We'll rename the entire city before the end of the campaign.
There are also, on the northern side of the river, Cliffgate opens out to an area called Tumbledown. Tumbledown is also the city cemetery. That area is warrened with tunnels called the River Runs.
So I got warned about that place.
Yes.
It's not a nice place.
Let's not do that.
There are lots of things around there, and boats do travel in and out of there, often smuggling ships. Finding passage in a riverboat, probably doable, depending on your contacts, but again, you have to be careful showing who you are. Mm-hmm. Stealing away on one, like hiding on one, possible as well.
A lot of us.
There are a lot of you. Also, paying your passage is potentially an option as well. I haven't got any money. Also, you could try and make your way by foot. which would mean going around the entirety of the city where you are wanted for murder, trying to get through one of the 2 gates out into the outer city, and then if you go out into Cliffgate and tumble down, getting from there to the other side of Dusthawk Hill, it means going across the hill, which is a nature reserve, or
That'll be fun.
there's a rare hawk that lives there called the Dusthawk, hence the name. Or you could take the road, but the guard and the Flaming Fist do watch the outer city road that goes all the way down to Remington as well. So I'll be honest, none of the 3 options sound that
Sensible.
easy, but they are
Boat
possible.
sounds the best.
If we can get disguises, if we can get some other outfits, something to make it not obvious who we are, then everything else is so much easier. We can just get on a boat.
And how are we going to do that?
Does anyone know anyone in here or in Bloomridge or Mannerborn?
The flamboyant boy that Violica was, he would definitely know some people who had outfits.
Not necessarily inconspicuous.
No, not in any way. But he could, like, I would like to suggest that. But then would it just be my tailors?
You want to go to your tailors?
I don't want to go to my tailors. I don't think it's a particularly good idea. But I would like to suggest something, considering that a Shakti is asking us. I do have my tailors.
I could visit the person I know in Bloomridge. I could go when I know that no one else would be there except just them, and I'm fairly confident that I could take them in a fight if it got ugly.
I mean,
I
if
couldn't
there-
say the same thing about my tailors. Deadly people with a darning needle. Deadly.
Fine, this entire
God.
show.
And believe it or not, this person is actually quite good at dress up.
I think we should do
Is that
that.
quite a long way for you to...
Are we all going, or are you
Like-
going
Well, we all
alone?
have to go. We can't stay here, can we?
If there's somewhere you just could hide out for a day or however, I mean, I could talk to them tonight. And the streets are quiet. I can walk around
How
as
far
We
is
can
it?
only
Whoever
stay
I
until
like.
the end of the day, and we got to be out.
Well, that does kind of make sense in as much as we're going to be leaving in the dead of night, and nominally speaking.
Evening.
Oh well.
We'll have to. There's nowhere.
Doesn't it just seem a bit silly for us to go out into the city, to go and get disguises, to come back through the city, to then get a boat to go not...
It's the shortest, so it will be quicker for us to walk to Bloomridge from here. I mean, it's the same distance there as to the river.
The nearest docks are Bloomridge.
Oh.
Sea Tower doesn't have many docks,
okay.
and the ones that they do, kind of dominated by the Sea Tower of Baldur, where you were arrested.
Inured.
Okay,
Sorry, so where are we now?
we have to go. Have a map.
Yeah, no, it's really useful.
We have to go that way anyway to get a boat.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
fine, sorry.
And we
I thought
can't
it
get a
was
boat looking like us,
Yes,
so we're gonna have to walk through the city looking like us anyway.
Okay, sorry, that makes
If
more sense.
disguises are our first priority, then
I mean, I don't
Fine.
need to
Easier.
mention this, but isn't there a... I mean, we were all forced to take our clothes off before we came in here. So we definitely know one place that's currently got a lot of, shall we say, unoccupied clothes.
You want to...
You've been coming up with the best ideas this session. It's
quite
amazing.
the dark horse.
Yes.
I mean, like some of you said you had some money. We could leave some money behind as with a little explanatory note, maybe. Not
No,
saying we steal.
let's not explain anything
Just
about
so
what
you
we're
took
doing.
your clothes,
Let's not
some money,
let's
buy
not
some
explain
clothes.
anything to
Leave your
anyone.
details of your tailor.
Let's just add
Yes,
Pokemania to
in
everything
that
we
case,
do.
that case, very happy.
Natural criminals. Well, look, it's not that long a walk. It's not that long a walk, and we got here with the previous disguises. I'm sure we can get there, and with a bit of a rest, if any one person causes trouble, I'm fairly sure I can send them away. And then we'll get disguises from my friend.
Taylor.
And then once we've sorted that out, get a boat, go to Rivington, and then, well,
Something will
step
happen.
2.
Yes.
Step 2,
Yeah.
Lakshmana. Step 3, paint
Profit.
brush.
Yeah.
Is that a plan that everyone's happy with?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I can't think of anything else, and I've thought of all kinds of rubbish so far.
Which we've got along with.
One
I know
question.
that's worrying me more than anything else, to be honest with you.
What is your magic? You are a little pocket rocket that has no idea what on earth it's doing.
Good point.
Where did you study? Have you studied? Do you even know what you're doing?
I second all of that.
I third it.
You are both glorious and terrifying at the same time.
I'm trying not to, okay? I'm trying.
But it was very good.
Trying not to doesn't fix anything.
I nearly killed you.
Several times.
Also
I don't
turned
hold
into
it against you.
You also turned
Probably
into the
should.
plant of my lover, which is wonderful.
That was not intentional. I'm really sorry about anything.
Lilith just genuinely laughs at this point. It's just one of the funniest things.
I've never turned into a plant before. I didn't know I was going to turn into a plant.
She's definitely never turned into a plant when I've been there before.
Magical sneeze.
I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry.
There's no need to be sorry.
Well, I am
We're
really
all
sorry.
still here.
But only
We
just
all have
not
things that
because
we
of
need
me.
to probably apologise for.
Look, what I will say
You're saving us.
is in future,
Phones.
possibly if we listen to each other's communication slightly more, because that was a whole mess of lots of ideas all happening at the same time. Because, and I'll be the first to put my hand up and say that I generally go and do my own thing. I'm a bit of a lone wolf, but if that happens again, well, look at him.
I'm sorry.
We can't.
You didn't do this to me.
Have this
Yeah, I
happen
did.
again, and I'm not trying to lump this on you specifically, but
I didn't want. I tried not to. I wanted to be in a situation where I didn't do anything. Where it didn't do anything, and I wanted to work in a shop, and I may have lied about some of my skills and experiences relevant to working in a shop. But I thought if I worked in a shop, there wouldn't be any opportunity to hurt anyone, and I just didn't want to hurt anyone again. And now it's a bit late, isn't it? So I guess that's just the way that is.
Do you think in the future you might be able to control it a bit more? Maybe
You were
more
pretty useful when you
use it
didn't
a bit
control
more
it.
safely somehow?
Just comes out. I don't know. It's not all nice like yours, all blue and healy. It's all fire. All I'm good at is like burning things and that, and I don't want to be, and I don't want to do that. And
Well, suppressing it doesn't seem to be working.
no, it kind of explodes a bit.
Yes. So maybe you should start to try and learn.
Let it out.
I keep a book.
I'm not good at learnings. I wasn't good at school. I'm not very smart.
That's not true. Okay, we need to prove to this young person that you can be very, very useful with your magic. You're certainly much more useful than you are if you don't do it.
I blew you off the stairs and I nearly killed you, and you're nearly.
And then you tried
Dead.
to save him, didn't you?
Yes,
You didn't run away.
exactly.
You took care of that person in Viorica's room as well when it was
I
just
didn't
a
want to
room,
do
wasn't it?
that. That's not. I didn't.
I mean, it was effective.
I burnt someone to ashes and they're dead now.
That's wonderful.
But
Wait.
I don't think. No, I don't.
No.
I don't think that's what caused the fire because because Abernathy put it out.
Yeah.
And
So
I
I found the
promise.
closest thing to hand and we put that right
I
out.
promise. I don't think it was that. I think it was.
Okay, the thing is that I think all of this is hilarious. Viorica is going to have a little bit more of an issue, and he's going to have to stop talking now for probably about 15 minutes.
There was nothing. When we left it, there was nothing wrong with your room other than a couple of
Fine!
fire stains and a couple of other stains.
I think
as
you
well.
should leave this.
All right. Just trying to help.
Look,
Please also
I
know that Abernathy did magic and none of you knew that was possible either.
No, we did, that's been
I was
raised.
getting to.
That's been raised.
Okay, sorry, just checking.
And you!
I know.
What is with your gloopy, gloppy, colourful, rainbow spectacular work?
Let's go
I
do
have
that more.
absolutely no idea.
Both of you!
Great.
Idiots! Marvellous! Idiots!
What?
Are you mad at us?
Get a book, write it down, learn! God, I hate people like you.
Doesn't seem to. What?
Like, I have to learn. Do you know how hard I study? And you just do it? Do you know what? Speaking as Anna, who had to do this in exams, this is a real trigger for me in real life.
Very funny.
I wasn't even trying. I thought.
I hated people like you.
I would apologise from all of us.
Yeah,
we're not
yeah.
sorry.
Still sat in the same place, aren't we?
Do you think you might be able to actually help us then? Maybe control it? Because I haven't really I've done a few things that I didn't know how to do them, and I'm a little bit better. I controlled one or two of them a bit better, I think. But
Where do you get your... Do you hear a voice? Are you somehow ordained, or
Do you have like magical mehndi that appears on your hands and then like moves around when you're not looking and you didn't even put it there?
No.
Yeah, that's all I got.
can I roll an Arcana check on both of them? Because Lilith would want to know
Yeah,
where.
do it.
That was a nat 20 plus a 7.
You've heard tell of no. You're aware of what a sorcerer is. It is someone who does what you've taken years to study and perfect.
Chris, I didn't need this from you.
Well, I was that person too. It's taken you years of study to get to this point. Some people have magic that comes out of them naturally.
Yeah.
It has a number of different sources. Some have magical beings in their ancestry. Some are just affected by the tides of chaos itself, which reminds you of someone that you know.
Yep.
And in some cases it can be divinely inspired as well, but unlike a cleric who prays to their gods, some people are just handpicked by them.
Oh.
Also, some people are related to dragons. Neither of these two.
I said dragon.
Side quest.
I said dragon.
Also, dragon.
I don't think it's that one. It's
You're
not
not
a
even
dragon that has
steam.
bad
What are you
breath.
doing? Yes.
Oh, you're both sorcerers.
That doesn't sound good.
What's a sorcerer?
Sorcerers are people who are basically born with magic. They don't have to learn. They just know it. It just comes.
I
Naturally
don't think
to
I was born with anything
Can
like
you
are
cure it?
exceptionally.
Can you cure it?
No, it's not something to be cured. I would die for something like that.
You may well do.
For something, not because of.
Oh right, sorry.
Such a small.
I got my wires crossed.
I,
Which it doesn't exist in this world. I don't think they use wires in the same way.
No wonder you got so mixed up.
Nosebleed.
I mean, if you can train them and it's not going to take ages, then it's probably worth it because, to be
I
frank,
don't think I can train them. You're
But you're
part
really
of
smart.
You're part of Tides of Chaos. You're just wonderfully chaotic.
That sounds terrible. This all
It's
sounds
not.
terrible.
It just means we're going
I
to
do
have to
remember
keep
that time
learning.
you looked at our accountancy as well. What you did to that book wasn't much.
It was creative accounting.
Yes.
People get hurt. People always get hurt.
but
I
that's
don't want to hurt anyone.
Then why don't you need to? You need to learn.
Control.
if it's going to happen, whether you like it or not, then you may as well learn how to make it work because not doing it doesn't seem to work.
You're super smart and super magical. You
Yes.
can teach me all your wizard shizzle, and then excuse my gnomish, and then I'll just do healing.
You can't do
Calm.
healing, but you can.
This doesn't seem
Apparently
fair.
so.
You've been picked by something or someone.
Oh.
Is he a god?
No,
No, he doesn't say that. Sorry. In the moment, in fact, all you get from Viorica is
Are you having a little snooze?
I got very angry for about 5 minutes about the fire thing, but then he just fell asleep, and he'll forget when he wakes up.
Can someone take Viorica out of the hot tub? From previous experience, that's how people die.
Yes, no, we're going to wait until he's gone down again.
just the bubbles of what?
Oh, for his foot. That can't. Oh God.
Oh, I think it'd be
in
the best
there
thing
with
for
it
me.
as well.
Oh, yeah, no, I feel sorry for you guys.
Doing.
Things floating up.
Oh. Anyway. Oh.
Is that a toad, did you say? Oh, that's amazing.
Well, you can or you can't. You can't.
Train them? I don't know.
I mean, I just hit a deck of cards and it seems to work. I stole it. I stole it, and it seems to. I stole a lot of things.
You stole what?
Oh, this.
It's a deck of
It's
mismatched
not on.
cards.
It's not in me. It's not on me. It's not in me. The cards that I use for magic stuff.
No, you're just a bard.
What?
What had you
You're
told?
a bard.
You know what you are.
Yeah, I know you know that you know.
You know what you are.
Yeah. All right, you got me. I
As
just thought.
is the. Oh dear.
Oh, where are we? Oh God! Right. What have we decided?
I was just vying for some cheap attention.
You say that to me. I love
And
it.
you managed to steal it without even trying.
Now, because this is a long rest, you're probably going to want to have a moment to sleep, have a kip, like it's just have a nap. It's very much like this is not a long rest sense of 8 hours good sleep. This is more of a, you are resting in here, you're taking a breather in here, and that's what this space is very much for.
Resty time.
So you do get a long rest.
Gonna hit the
How do you do the long rest
button.
thing?
I love it.
There it is, here it
Your
is.
profile picture.
No?
Gain so much
It's the
good
best.
visual
The
stuff.
best.
No.
Thanks.
Okay.
While you are all resting in various ways.
Oh no. No. No.
I figured.
I didn't.
Do it.
Two things happen.
Oh, crap.
Abernathy, how do you get yourself into rest? Like, what sort of, is this like just a sleep out of exhaustion? Are you taking a breather? How are you finding a moment in this?
He'd probably kind of go off to one side of the room, make himself as kind of comfortable as possible, kind of up against the wall.
Yep.
And for a moment he might play with
Be careful what you say.
minor illusion.
Yes.
Yep.
And he would kind of work out how he's actually doing it, and then bring up an illusion of his old pocket watch, and kind of work on the detail because he knows it so well, kind of, and then flips it open, and inside is this beautiful clockwork, obviously pocket watch, really kind of not fancy or showy, but just beautiful and you know, very clever and correct, and you know, really good at keeping time. And on the other side, it's the latest kind of miniature painting that he did of Myrtle, in lots of detail, and there's a description on the back that he kind of works on just to kind of practice and key in detail on what he can do. It just says, to Abernathy, my love for all time. And he just spends some time kind of getting that right in his head and playing with his new powers.
As you spend your time working on this illusion, your mind is consistently, you're getting a strange sensation, one you haven't felt in a long time. You recognise it, but it is something you've never felt like you've had access to in a way. And as you are making this illusory pocket watch, you start having new ideas about how it could look, things you could change. You start changing the design of it, making it better and better. And this image of something that you have lost instead becomes a new thing. The picture inside of Myrtle, you change the angle of the pose, you catch her perfectly, and not in the way that it was very stilted, front on. Oh, that's Myrtle. It's now at an angle, and it's a slightly higher angle looking down because that's the angle that you see her at. And you start getting this sort of sense of her character and personality, and it keeps changing and changing and changing, and you feel almost overwhelmed by the speed with which you are inspired and then have the ability immediately to create from it. It's almost like this muse that you've been searching for your entire life and really wanted at one point is now given free flow. But you realise roughly 5 to 10 minutes later that the image you have in front of you is nothing like the thing that you lost. It is something entirely new. And I think it's up to you, but I think for a moment that may even scare you to a point where you stop doing it. Because it is no longer something that your wife gave you. It is now a pocket watch that you have made considerably better. The clockwork, the intricacy, the amount of things it can do, the image is different, everything about it is different. It's so, like, it's changed in size, it's a different colour, everything about it, and it's also in constant flux, constantly improving, constantly bettering. And maybe for the first time you start to worry about these powers a little. It's up to you how you feel about it, but
I think he would kind of strip it all back for a moment and go back to the original image, and then just quietly.
you can't.
Oh. Yeah. Off. Just gonna move it off. And just sit there in kind of slightly shocked, stunned silence and worry. But then he probably, after a while, I don't know, maybe he draws in the dirt or something. He just, there's something else that he can't leave it. He's got, once he's felt that again, he can't leave it alone.
I have you now.
He probably just doodles in the dirt and then found he's done like a likeness of a Shakti with kind of flames coming out of the hands or something.
Yeah.
And like just in a few lines managed to convey almost all of that and gone, alright, okay, I mean without any paints. Alright, maybe sleep, maybe I'm just tired, it's just,
You haven't eaten.
alright, I haven't eaten in a long time and I'm desperate for a cup of tea. And then settle down.
How did you do that, Steve? You just made a tiny little thing of going to sleep. It was the most heart-rending thing. And then all of a sudden we had a plot point.
Because you talked about tea and we're British.
Yeah, that's all we need. That was awesome, man.
Nice.
Lovely.
Oh, what? I don't have a god. I'm not in...
You get ascending.
Oh, God. I really
Oh,
didn't,
now you
I
do
didn't
have a
want
god.
it this
Yeah,
way.
oh, now.
Sorry, I have to count.
Mm-hmm.
It's Alethra.
Yeah, I got that now. I know.
Lilith. Lilith, where are you? I don't understand. What's happened? I've heard so many awful things and I'm worried, Kara's worried, we need you.
I can respond, right?
You can, 24 words.
Yeah, be careful.
I'm fine. I love you both and I miss you both. Nothing people are saying are true. I have to go and fix this.
2 words.
Stay safe.
Nice.
And then I cry. And fall asleep that way.
After you've all rested into the afternoon, late afternoon, there is a polite knock at the door, and an attendant pokes their head around the door and goes, I'm sorry, we need this room.
Right.
Of course.
Right. Everyone, up. Come on. Everyone.
What did we decide about clothes?
I think if you just use the capes, we'll be all right.
Right, okay. Just
But-
wanted to know.
Quite like another boot.
I can mend your boot.
Please do.
You,
Could we possibly have 10
Can I
more
mend it
minutes?
into...
do you want to mend it to his skin?
Yes.
What?
No, I'm not.
Why d-
I'm not fusing it to your skin.
I like the idea. Sorry.
If I can get bits of it, can I make it less of a boot and more like a sandal?
The foot is not very sandal
The
appropriate.
bit that's
No, I'm
gone.
actually looking at you.
The bit that's gone is the underside of it. Is the thing.
Oh, there's quite a Your foot is quite mangled.
Right. But so
It would need a specialist shoemaking for it, which you can't do with mending.
Right.
Thank you for trying.
Yes.
Come on, everyone. There's going to be a lot of sort of that. Come on.
I'll help. Come on.
All right. And
The 5 of you make your way back to the changing rooms,
Yes.
the antechamber you were in, and do you change back into your attire with the cloaks?
yes.
Behind the courtesy
Mhm.
screen.
Of course, that's time. And
Shame screen.
Yeah.
I know, it makes sense. And you will be back in your attire and back into the city when we return next time.
Oh.
Before we go,
Hmm.
one final thing. Make me a con saving throw, Erica.
Oh yes.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
No.
It's all right. It's could be all right. 12.
12.
12. It's okay. I'm just gonna get poisoned and hurt a little.
Your hit point maximum is reduced by 4.
Oh my god, you're on 15!
I was not expecting that.
And you are
Okay.
still poisoned.
Yep. Sick as a dog.
It's not so much that you're sick as a dog. There's a sort of faint shiver and cough that just won't leave you.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's actually.
Even worse.
Well, no, it's kind of what work. Damn you! No, hang on.
And we can fix it later.
Understood. There we go. Done it. It's fine. I've now become the consumptive opera star. It's kind of perfect.
I mean, this is a long way from what I would call perfect.
Just have to cough faintly. And where's your hanky gone? Where's your hanky?
Oh, I know. I have it. It was just.
bring
The
back
problem
that.
was it got kind of lost in the maelstrom of everything that happened, and I did want it to be a character thing that he didn't have to hang on to his hanky anymore. But I think now we have
You-
to go back.
You are all aware that Viorica's not looking at his best.
Viorica looks like shit.
Savage.
Just tell me it in my
It looks
face.
like shit, by the way, guys.
It's
That's
what
why
my notes
you're
say,
wearing
sorry,
it. No,
it's
it's
canon now.
Anyway,
Looks like he smells.
we will
Aww.
get back into the
Rude.
city,
Yes.
and we will get... Wow, to Aradines. Okay, that's going to happen next, and then maybe a boat, maybe out of the city, maybe Rivington, maybe the market, maybe a paintbrush. Who can say?
Oh yeah. Paintbrush.
Anyway, that's where we're leaving you for today. Thank you very much for joining us, everyone. What a... that combat really took it out of me.
Yeah.
That was a lot. That was a lot. Cool. Right, thank you everyone for joining us. If you enjoyed tonight, we are playing every Monday night from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. GMT. This was episode 5, episode 6 will be next week, and so on until roughly the end of March, when the story will conclude. We also have a live D&D show on the first Tuesday of every month at the Rosemary Branch Theatre in London, which is called Under Gods. You can join us there in person or watch the stream the day after on the Wednesday, usually, but do check our social media in case there's any jumps in that. We also run a bunch of other RPGs. We have a Star Trek one-shot and loads of others in a show we used to run called Mixtape. There will be more Star Trek one-shots. Also, I'd be very pleased to announce I think the announcement will have happened before this point, so you will have seen things on social media potentially, but if you haven't here, we are running Modiphius Entertainment's John Carter of Mars, which is an RPG set in the John Carter universe.
Yeah.
That should be out this weekend, so do check our socials for that. We also have more Star Trek one-shots coming out. Are they all interlinked? Maybe. I don't know. So you can see lots of other players joining us there for Star Trek RPG, also Modiphius Entertainment's game. Thank you very much for letting us do that. All of those will be played at twitch.tv/adventurerswanted. The only game at twitch.tv/D&D is Framed. So this is the only place you can see us on the official D&D channel, but loads of other channels are available. You can also catch any of our content that has previously run at youtube.com/adventurerswanted or /c-adventure.
I'll check, sorry.
The account's called Adventurers Wanted. You'll find it, yeah.
We're the ones.
Yeah. We're also on the social medias. At Twitter, we are Adventurers250. Everywhere else, Instagram, Facebook, we are Adventurers Wanted. If you want to support us in a different way, we also have a Patreon where you can find homebrews from all the different things that we run. You can also find other things that Chloe and I have added to the Patreon in detail, blogs about what we do and how we're doing it, information about the games that we run, DMing tips and things like that. And also, if you are London-based, you get a ticket to Undergods for free if you donate enough to cover the cost of the ticket. It's a way to get more involved, and we certainly do join us there if you can. Anyway, big thanks to Ultra Pro and D&D Beyond, and if you want to win Natalie Bortman. Thank you. Natalie Bortman, then now is your chance. Pop on the Twitch chat now, just put a little comment down. If you have a UK address, you're in with a chance to win, so please do join us there. And big thanks to D&D Beyond for all of the digital tools that we use in this and everywhere. You're wonderful. Thank you so much for helping and being part of what we do. Anyway, it's time for us to depart and let the next show on the D&D channel take over. So, let's have a goodbye from everyone, and thank you for joining us. See you next week.